PodAskew Podcast is a proud member of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network.
I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okame.
We are the Super Media Bros Podcast.
Each week, we give a comedically informative take on movies,
Music,
television,
video games,
and much more.
Put your shades on and listen to all episodes on supermediabrospodcast.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yeah,
Shades on!
we're off.
Hey, Rico, you might be too young for this, but did you have instruction booklets in your video games growing up?
When I got like a early PlayStation 1 game, yeah, sometimes there would be that one, unless I got like a fucking game at like a yard sale or a flea market or something.
Right.
Shitty one. But yeah, I mean, I remember those.
In that same vein, we have done a FuMZAskew Gaming stream, and what we decided to do was make sure you guys know exactly how you can listen to us and watch at the same time. So here's our instruction booklet for FuMZAskew Gaming. So what you want to do is right as you load up the link that is available on the episode, you will see FuMZ's startup screen, and you would want to hit play because the music should line up, and off you go. And you do have to always rewind the stream. I don't know why, and it's a Facebook thing, but when you hit play, it starts you about 4 minutes in. So scroll it back to 0, let it go, start us, and you should be lined up nice and ready to go. All right, so enjoy the stream, and we'll talk to you soon. Hey, everybody, CJ here. Just want to give you a quick heads up. In addition to the instructions you just listened to, I also want to let you know that I fucked up during the recording and forgot to hit record on our end. So the first 16, 17 minutes of this is direct from FuMZ's feed. So you still get the full episode, but there's going to be a drastic change in sound quality around the 16 to 17 minute mark. So please bear with that. I do apologize. That is completely on me. So when you hear that, or if you hear a difference, something doesn't sound right, that's why. And it will fix, and you'll be back to the usual quality you get from PodAskew. So sit back and enjoy, and it's still a great episode, so have fun with it, okay? And link it up and watch live if you want. Welcome everyone to FuMZaSkew Gaming. I am CJ, and with me, as always, is my hetero mate Rico. And now here is your host, Fumes.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry,
I jacked that completely up.
But that's the best part. I love bloopers, dude.
You know what? It's so funny because we've got a running bit going on our bonus episodes where Rico has tried to do it the normal opening and has fucked it up every time. And so he's gonna dine on this for months now. I'm not gonna hear the end of this forever.
Not so fucking easy, is it, you fuck?
Mature chat, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I gotta do that. Hold on. Let me make sure I add that. Mature game, mature chat. Yeah.
For sure.
Hey, what's going on,
buddy.
everyone? Let me just greet everyone. Well, first off, CJ and Rico, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate that. Let me make sure I say hello to everyone in the chat, because thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. We got Becky as first. We got Mary in here. We got Saulo. We got Rachel. Brianna. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. All right, so we're going to be talking some Friday the 13th and much more, right?
Yeah, man.
Are you guys excited for this? Have you guys played this yet?
No.
No, I'm not as Rico will tell you, I'm not a horror movie, and for the most part, games too, although I do...
You're not a horror movie or a horror movie fan, CJ?
I'm not a horror movie.
Both.
Because I would argue you are a horror movie.
Hey, Abby, welcome to the stream.
Yeah. But no, Martini, what's up, buddy? But yeah, I'm not big into the horror movies, and even to a lesser extent, horror games. Like, now, Fumes, you know, because you and I talked off air once, I played PT. Yeah. Really enjoyed that. PT you actually helped me get it back.
Yes.
If I recall.
Oh, did it work for you?
Totally. Yeah. So, I did that, and then I love Resident Evil, and to a lesser extent, Silent Hill, you know. So, games I enjoy more than movies, for sure. But Rico will tell you, and this did come up the last time we did this, but I hated Halloween, the movie.
I loved it. It was my favorite.
Yeah. Rico has made it a life mission to have people dog on me for that.
To discredit you as much as possible, because you're just wrong. There's opinions and there's facts, and you're just wrong.
Oh, I'm just wrong.
Yeah.
So, with that though, however, we are currently going to be playing Friday the 13th, as you can see in the intro. So, we're searching for a match now. But yes, so obviously the top three slashers have always been Friday the 13th, Halloween, and Nightmare on Elm Street, right?
Mm-hmm. I would include Texas Chainsaw and Psycho. I would say like there's a top 5, you know?
Yeah. My old boss from Game Crazy is hanging out. Vicky, what's up? She says, "Hey, old friend, I'm just being nosy. My daughter loves this game. I'm old now." Vicky, tell her to join in. I hope she's playing on PS4. You got Taryn in here. Ew.
Hey, Fumes, look at what Daron said. That's kind of funny. Thank you, buddy.
Oh, yeah, who's the speed talker?
Yeah.
For sure. So for me, it was always the main 3. Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. I totally agree. Texas Chainsaw Massacre's up there. Leatherface is dope. I mean, people talk about Pinhead all the time. So you got what's his face? What's the why can't I remember the name of the series?
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. There you go. I was thinking Dream Master or Dream something. I don't know why I was thinking that. But anyways, yes, Hellraiser. So those are all like big hitters, you know.
Yeah, to even a lesser extent, like even throwing Chucky in there.
Oh yeah, Chucky. Can't forget about Child's Play.
I can.
The first one was pretty cool. And then,
I mean, if I'm really being honest, the second one is really, really good. Like, the second one is probably the best.
Rico, you saw the remake with Hamill, didn't you?
Yeah, that was weird. That was a weird movie. Because you're hearing Mark Hamill. At no point, and he does it very, like, innocent. It's the weirdest thing because if you grew up watching Child's Play,
yeah,
he is a serial killer who's transported his soul into a doll. And he's got kind of like a Nicholson vibe to him, like, you know, but with Mark Hamill, it's not like Nicholson, Brad Dourif serial killer and then like innocent little doll. He's using the innocent's voice, but when he makes it creepy, he's still using his exact voice. So it's like, are we having fun now? And then when he's like killing people, he's like, are we having fun now? Like, it's really
morbid.
And it's morbid, and he's also, when you break it down, he's just a fucking robot. He's a robot that's just been tampered with.
Yeah.
And that's why he's faulty.
For sure. I could see that.
Yeah, Rico, didn't you say there was some weird, like really weird thing with like a cat and shit?
A cat?
It wasn't weird, it was just fucked up. There's a part, spoilers for whoever's seen it.
Yeah, really.
There's a part where the kid, Andy, has a cat. And the cat, scratches Andy. Now, because Chucky in this version is very protective and he views Andy as his best friend, he becomes super overprotective. He's like, the cat scratched him. And he's got this look of horror on his face of like, why would he do that? And then Andy walks out to get a Band-Aid and he comes back and Chucky is strangling the cat. He's like, what are you doing? Don't do that to my cat. He's like, but he hurt you. And then later, Andy comes home and finds the cat dead, like stabbed repeatedly, dead.
Yeah.
So, and then in the middle of the night, he wakes up to hearing Chucky playing an audio recording of him killing the cat. And again, it's not him, like...
So I'm reading the comments, Brianna. No, don't spoil a movie I'll never see. I thought that was funny.
He's not doing it like I'm here to fuck with you, I'm trying to scare you. It's like, see? He deserved to die. I can handle so many fucking horror films and people getting massacred, but like, animals.
Yeah, it's the worst. Hey, you know what? Michael Myers did the same thing in the first one.
He actually, what we forget is that he killed 2 dogs. He killed one, but then there's a part where Loomis and the sheriff go in the house, and he's like, oh man, I've never seen an animal do that. And then Loomis says he got hungry, which means he ate a fucking dog.
That's insane, dude. That's insane.
But Yeah, I'm not big on the animal deaths. It really, especially now.
Yeah.
So
especially now.
Today's been a little hard. So.
What?
You guys like this? So this is my Savini skin, Jason.
Oh shit! Look at that.
So the cool thing about let's get into the game a little bit. So basically, Friday the 13th, this game is an asymmetrical surviving game, right? It's like a multiplayer game. So 7 counselors face off against 1 random Jason. So out of 8 people in a lobby, 1 person randomly gets selected as Jason. You go through and you unlock, more Jasons as you progress through your levels as you keep playing, and you unlock part 2. I think you start off with part 3, but if you can see, if I can change the skin, so this is the original skin, but then it goes into the retro classic NES skin, which is dope because it includes the original NES music. When you play as Jason, all the other counselors can hear this music. Super cool. So you have part 2 Jason, part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Savini Jason. So they don't have Uber Jason, which is something that they were actually working on. Mm-hmm. But they got sued, and now they can no longer make any content with Friday the 13th.
The game company got sued?
Yes, Gun Media, I think is what they're called. They're Gun. But yeah, so they no longer...
So they made this game without the rights. Is that what you're saying?
So, no, they made the game, and I guess they got sued by... So, I guess there was different ownerships of, the actual movies, the story, Jason himself. And so, while all of this has been created... Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, making sure. I'm sorry, yeah. I'm, over here looking at, the actual, the 20-second delay on the computer, and it looked like CJ was talking. But anyways, So they were sued, after the release of the game, and I think it was just, a plot to get some money off of this,
Well, it's weird because Kane Hodder supplied Jason, and he was the most well known. So it's there are contributing factors that were supporting this game, and I think even Sean S. Cunningham, who created Jason and actually directed the first movie. I thought he was behind this. I thought he helped create, he was supportive of this game.
Yeah, I thought so too. But like I said, I don't know the full details as to what happened. But basically, they lost the lawsuit, and they can no longer make any new content regarding anything Friday the 13th. They can only update the game, fix glitches, tamper with mechanics and stuff like that. Nothing really, to add more of the Friday the 13th lore, which is unfortunate because... Go ahead.
Can we start over? Because guess what? I haven't recorded anything until just now. Whoops.
We can't. We can't.
No. We'd have to start all over again. Sorry, but yeah, Rico, I'll fix it somehow. So.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can probably pull it from the actual stream.
I could probably pull the beginning audio, yeah. But, yeah.
Well, sorry, dude.
No, it's my fault. I got so wrapped up in getting ready to do the live part that I forgot to hit the button. So, we're recording now, Rico, and I'll fix it later.
We got this. We can do it.
Hey, we're professional, damn it.
We'll make it work.
Shit.
With that, they had this moment in time where they released new content. So they released what was called Cabin 2.0. And Cabin 2.0, so Cabin 1.0 was for a lot of the Kickstarters that started the funding for this game. So people that donated a certain amount of money would get access to an early demo, and it showed you how the game was gonna feel, look, sound, whatever. So Cabin 2.0 was after the release of the game, and it was basically the next step to more content for Friday the 13th, the game. And Cabin 2.0 was another lore based, it was how would you call it? It was more so an experience, not necessarily gameplay. And you would go through this cabin and see all kinds of different things the masks of all the different Jasons, or I don't know, just like you would have to figure out ways to unlock certain doors in the cabin, and the more you unlocked, it was kind of like a puzzle. The more you unlocked, you were able to kind of like get to the end of this cabin 2.0 experience, and at the end it teases like you going to space, and Uber Jason comes out, and like you see his face. So like they literally had already designed him in game, but they lost the lawsuit, could no longer push this content out. So that's unfortunate.
Hey,
That sucks.
Fumes, someone asked if we were playing, and Becky was kind enough to answer. Are you open to if other people have this that are here to want to play with you?
Oh, yeah. If anybody wants to join, you guys are more than welcome to join. All you guys have to do is add Fumes here. I'm gonna do live chat. Live chat. I'm gonna do this in the live chat. Add me on PS4. It's literally just FUMZ.
You know what? Even though I'm not playing, I'm going to do that because I've been meaning to add you to my PlayStation.
So if anybody, because like there's nobody else in here. Like I don't know what happened, but so there are moments in time where this game has nobody online.
Is there a campaign mode you can play or no?
I guess there is. I could play offline and do like the story stuff. That's not a bad idea.
Just until someone decides they want to jump in. I mean, I don't know. Instead of just staring at a
and like the characters, like the Jasons.
Well, not that. You know what I meant, though.
Wait, I think I just joined one.
Oh, cool. Let's do it.
Let's see. I love the multiplayer, dude. Look at we got a whole lobby. I have to mute everybody though, because it's probably gonna overpower.
Yeah.
Everybody in here. Mute. Isn't there like a quicker way to mute everybody? I just don't want to talk to anybody.
Don't talk to me.
So what is your guys' take on Friday the 13th? Are you guys big fans? What's your favorite movie?
Yeah, guys, talk to us about
Who you's asking?
Just everybody, the live chat and PodAskew.
PodAskew. Well, Rico has one. The only one I've ever seen, Fumes, I'm not even going to lie to you. The only one I've seen all the way through was Freddy vs. Jason. It's the only one I've ever seen only.
Oh my god.
I don't like horror movies. I just don't. They're not my thing.
It's not your cup of tea, guys.
Nope.
But you love the 80s, and it's so 80s.
So? There's a lot of things that are so 80s that aren't horror films.
16 Candles, dude.
Weekend at Bernie's, Ferris Bueller. I mean, on and on. Let's go.
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club, sure.
Fast Times.
I didn't like Fast Times. I saw it, but it was okay.
Let me see.
It's one of Deb's favorites. She loves Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I liked one scene of Fast Times.
You sick fuck.
Wow, Brianna says, I've never seen a Friday the 13th movie. My favorite one was, what was it? Which was the one with Corey Feldman?
4.
4, right? Yeah, that's 4.
You have to admit, though,
was
when
so dope. I loved it.
When they sent him into space, that's kind of like too far, right?
That was Jason 10, yeah. Jason X.
To be fair, it wasn't like they just sent him to space. It's a future movie. Like, he was cryogenically frozen and then woke up in the future and then happened to be in space.
You didn't make that any better by clarifying that. That did not make it any more entertaining. Or
at least it wasn't Leprechaun in space, which they did fucking do.
Ice Cube or Ice-T? Sorry, Ice-T was in it. Oh no, that's the Leprechaun in the Hood. That's
Leprechaun in the Hood. Oh my god.
Yes, he was in the Hood, dude.
Wasn't the first
of those fucking movies?
Wasn't the first Leprechaun Jennifer Aniston's first movie? I believe
Jennifer Aniston was in it. Someone else was in it too, I think.
There's a lot. There's actually, you bring up a whole thing. There's a whole thing of actors starting out in horror films. Like Friday the 13th is Kevin Bacon's first movie.
It's Johnny Depp's first movie, isn't it? Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, right. Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, and he's the one that like gets stuck on the ceiling, right?
No, sucked through the bed. A bud.
Oh, that's right. And then his blood just spews to the ceiling.
Which, if you look at, you're like, I don't think the human body has that much blood, but it's a movie, so.
He just grabbed that dude. I'm out of here, guys. I'm gone.
Deuces.
He just grabbed Chad, which is one of those counselor characters that you can pick in the game. Chad is probably the funniest character. I think it's his reaction in the intro to the match.
I'm seriously gonna do my best Monty Python. Run away!
Run away!
I just rewatched that and I laughed so fucking hard when like they were all like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah. Jesus Christ!
Oh look,
Rico,
even Abby hasn't watched any of the Friday the 13th movies. It's okay.
Fumes, recently we did a memorial type episode because it was right around the time Kobe passed, and then also to a lesser fanfare, Terry Jones from Monty Python. They all passed within like 24 hours of each other. And we did this thing where we paid homage to both. And Rico, you pointed out to me last week, I think it was, and I never put it together, that the last two nights in Monty Python are the only two of the Python crew that aren't here anymore.
Yeah, Graham Chapman and Terry Jones were the survivors, apart from John Cleese's Lancelot, who gets arrested at the end.
Yeah.
They're the two survivors, and then they're like the two fucking ones that died. Like how? And I even tweeted at the remaining Pythons, and I'm like, "Did you guys plan this shit?" Because like, but I haven't gotten a response.
I don't think you're gonna hear one.
Nah, I mean, it's sort of now the whole thing. I just tweeted celebrities and then just don't get a response.
Well, at least it's not as bad as Mark Hamill, because I'm pretty sure he has you blocked and or restraining order.
He doesn't have me blocked, but he definitely probably has me muted.
Yeah.
Oh no, Jason's coming after me.
Is that why the screen's getting all like fuzzy and stuff?
Yeah, like so whenever that happens, he has this ability to shift. So he has 4 abilities. And every Jason has different perks. Like,
okay.
Some Jasons are better at like being in water and being able to like maneuver in the water faster, to catch people in a boat. Or they are instead like, the part 2 Jason can like, he kind of like does like a soft running. Mm-hmm. So there's like walking, running, obviously like,
sure.
Horror characters, like serial killers.
The implication is no matter how fast you run, he's always still behind you, even as slow as he walks.
Yes, exactly. And so like they have 4 different perks. So each perk, there's one, the main one that you unlock is the ability to teleport from one location to another, where you pull up the map, as Jason, and you can teleport to a specific area that you want, and it's literally an instant teleportation. But that's, go ahead.
I remember Fumes, because like the first time I saw you play this was actually, and it was because you're big about playing this on the actual Friday the 13th, which is one of the reasons why we're doing this weekend. Because even though today's not Friday the 13th, it is the weekend of. But the first time I saw you play this was on October Friday the 13th last year in 2019, and which was a fun way to spend my day. But nice. That aside, like, I remember a couple of times, like, you were about to escape, and like Jason just like materialized in front of you, and you were like, "What the?"
Yeah. So, and that's the thing, is that like, so that's another move that he has. He has the ability to shift. So instead of teleporting instantly, he has the ability to go into like this weird like invisible mode where he like just kind of zooms towards you. And he has that ability for, I don't know, like a good 5 or 6 seconds, depending on what Jason you are. They have different times. And they can literally like release that power and grab you instantly. And so that's another perk. The other 2 perks that they have is, one that allows you to stalk, which turns off your music in game so they don't hear you coming by. It's basically like they're kind of sneaking up on you as Jason. And lastly, the other ability is vision. And so this ability will highlight people from a distance if they're outside. If they're inside a building, it'll highlight the building itself to let you know that there's someone in a house.
Nice.
Or in a cabin. So those are the 4 abilities. And then the game runs for 20 minutes every time. At the 5-minute marker, Jason always gets his rage mode, which means that all of his abilities come like maybe like 2 or 3 times faster. And then he also has the ability to, instead of like
chopping at the door, he has the ability to push the X button or whatever button it is on whatever console or PC. You push that button and he'll just automatically like ram through the door.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot to the game, and I feel like there's a lot of mechanics to it. It's pretty straightforward, and I like the diversity in the game. I know a lot of people are big fans of Dead by Daylight, which is like a horror game very similar to this, but it encompasses a variety of horror characters.
It's funny you brought that up because I was looking to see if there was ever a game that was like this where it had Michael Myers and Leatherface and shit like that. And Dead by Daylight was the only one that came up.
It is.
And but I gotta say, I mean, I watched footage of it on YouTube. It just doesn't seem as good. Like I'm not bagging on any of the fans of those games and the DLCs, but it just looked like a pale imitation and not really what I would want. I would love for there to be a whole game where you get to play a whole series of films. Like sure. I wish there was a sort of pseudo campaign where you go through the movies, the respective movies. Like you can actually run around in New York for Jason Takes Manhattan.
That would be cool.
Because, I mean, can you imagine like the Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street video game world? How much he could fucking manipulate you? You get to suck Johnny Depp through a bed. Like that would be insane.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be cool. I think the most diverse one would be Nightmare on Elm Street. It would have a lot of intricacy to it.
You could bend realities and shit.
Fumes, what do you think if they had like a fighting game a la Injustice or maybe like Smash Brothers with all these characters? So you could put Freddy vs. Jason, you could Leprechaun and Pinhead and Leatherface
they sort of did that for
oh my god.
Oh, you just got jacked up.
He just shot the fuck out of me.
Yes, he did.
Wow. He got me good, too. I just finished fixing the car. I picked up the keys. Done.
Hey,
done.
Jason just asked you a question.
Yes.
Asked me a question. I can't answer, though.
No. Hey, Fumes.
Yeah?
Oh, no, go. Do what you gotta do, buddy.
Well, everybody left.
Oh, shit.
He killed 5 people. There's only 2 other people left. They were salty. They all left.
I hate when people... See, that's one of the reasons why I'm not a big online player. Unless I'm playing with a group of people I know. Like, if it was you and me and Rico and, like, 2 or 3 other people we know. Like Martini, Rebecca, whatever. that kind of thing. But I'm not big on playing in, like, just random things. By the way, Fume, I did send you, Fumes, a friend request apparently a while ago. Because when I went to send it today, it's like it's still pending. So,
is it really?
Yeah, apparently.
Well, there's just a lot of people that I have in my friends list. Let me see.
You're a popular guy, buddy. What are you gonna do?
I would have put it that way.
Probably under friend request. Yeah, you got a lot there.
I didn't realize that.
On the 8 ball right there, Fumes. That's me. The 8 ball. Couple down.
Rihanna pointed out that I said "suck Johnny Depp," and I didn't realize that I said that.
That's weird.
How it sounded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if anybody else is on though. I mean, I have people that play Friday the 13th, but they'll probably be upset that I can't talk. It's okay.
Well, I mean, is there a way for you to do it and not have it like overpower what we're doing?
Yeah, I just wouldn't be able to hear them. So I mean, either way, just
I mean, so that they can talk to you. I mean,
yeah, but I wouldn't be responding. It'd be too much to like kind of bounce back and forth between us, the chat. Yeah.
Abby said I'd suck Johnny Depp any day. Well, she said I such Johnny Depp any day. I think.
Well, it's probably a typo.
Yeah.
Whoa, Ab. Whoa. I know I said mature chat. I mean, go for it. Balls to the wall.
That makes a whole new meaning to his movie Blow.
Yeah.
That's probably his porn movie.
Oh man.
No, his porn name would be Johnny Deep.
Johnny Deep?
I'll tell you, Fumes, I invited the heckler today, but she said she couldn't make it.
Yeah, no, I was actually talking to her about it. She was trying to come through, but she had stuff to take care of. It's all good.
No, absolutely, it's all good, for sure. But I thought it would be fun to watch her heckle you getting killed by Jason multiple times.
Agreed. Unless I'm Jason and I kill,
No, because then she would probably heckle you if you didn't kill them all. So that's how that would go.
Says, so I'd blow Johnny deep then? Johnny
yes.
always blow deep.
You
guys are the worst.
It reminds me of a joke my brothers told me. Basically what happens is a guy a kid whose name is Johnny Deeper is having sex with his girlfriend, and his mom walks in and sees and says, "Johnny Deeper!" So he goes a little deeper. He's like, "Mom, I can't go any deeper."
Oh my God.
The worst.
Yeah.
Fumes, you're gonna lose your entire audience off this one video. Like, it's just gonna go to hell.
No,
yeah.
Oh.
Is that how it goes?
No,
something like
actually, that. People always say it's ha ha ha. It's actually, and it's ma ma ma. And the sound designer who created that took the lines "kill her, mommy."
Yeah, mom. Yes. Kill, mom.
Yeah.
I think you told us that.
Everybody
Fumes.
always thought it was chi, ha, 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 and it's not.
Yeah. Nope.
So I wanna pull the chat room while we're here. How many of you guys have never heard or have no idea what PodAskew is?
Well, let's find out.
There's some people that I recognize who probably know. What up, Chaos?
Hey, Imani, welcome to the stream. We got a little Chaos in the house.
Yes, that was a terrible joke. I'm glad I didn't come up with it.
It was a terrible joke.
I blame my older brother, but I got no defense.
It's all good. We'll let it slide.
Like Johnny Deeper.
Like Johnny Deeper, exactly. Johnny Deeper. I got the gas.
We're doing good, Chaos. Welcome to FuMZaSkew. Slate. We've taken over Fumes Gaming for a couple hours.
It's a PodAskew takeover.
PodAskew takeover.
Whoop, whoop.
What's going on, Dave?
Didn't realize about y'all till yesterday, but Fumes is the only stream I watch, and I just joined the community like 20 days ago.
It's all good, Abby. Welcome aboard.
Yes.
Fumes, I love that your name is Fumes and your character is carrying gas.
Yes. No! Oh, he's coming after me now.
Yes,
No.
Lenore, we do see you.
Hi, Lenore. You can see me, right? In the chat. Yes, Lenore, we see you. Sorry, Lenore, if I don't respond to some of the live chat, it's mainly because I just don't want to interrupt the conversation that we're having. So maybe I'll do a quick wave if somebody says hello. Did they call Tommy already? Oh, they haven't. Bunch of dummies. Look at this. So you get points for the things that you do in the game. I don't know if you guys are familiar with how the game works. So
I'm not. I am a little bit, actually.
I've seen you play it.
Yeah. So for those of you that aren't aware of how the game works, and somebody just corrected me as to saying that Jason doesn't always get his rage meter at the 5-minute marker. Okay, I'm stuck now. So this is one glitch that happens is where you try I'm dead.
So
I think.
Fumes, if I could interrupt you, Jerry asked made an interesting comment. He said they should do an Anthony Hopkins Silence of the Lambs in the games.
I don't know how that would work though.
Yeah, that's true.
Agreed. I'm curious.
No disrespect, I think he should be a character in a game, but he's not really a stock and slash kind of guy. He's the guy who's going to be like, let's have a nice conversation. Oh, here's a scalpel in the throat.
Well, yeah, but you know what you could do? Fumes, did you ever play a game called Murdered Soul Suspect?
Murdered Soul Suspect? That doesn't sound familiar.
So you're a cop and you die in the first couple minutes of the game, and then as the ghost of the cop you investigate your own murder. Right?
Ah, okay.
So I'm not saying they do a ghost thing, but you could be Oh shit, Rico, Jodie Foster's character.
Clarice.
You could be Clarice and do like an investigation going after him instead of like prior to him being captured, like almost like Red Dragon, maybe. You know.
The whole thing about him though was that he was out in the open and he was still committing his murders. He wasn't like Buffalo Bill who was like hiding and shit.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. He was in public, but he wasn't like, I don't know. It would be like a 7. Like a 7 style movie or a game.
I would see the fuck out of that.
Like a 7 game.
7 was good.
Yeah.
I would love to play a game where at the very end Brad Pitt just goes, "Oh no, it's in the box, no!"
Like, don't do it. Don't do it. If you do it, John Doe wins.
Oh jeez.
Oh, Morgan Freeman. He's the best.
Such a good actor.
Yes, of course. Still to this day, man.
Totally. Yeah.
Why is your character such a nice butt, dude? What the fuck?
Why are you looking at what?
That's like AJ's got like a nice booty. Look at this.
She looked at the camera like, "Oh, you look at it."
She's got it going on.
Damn.
Super goth.
Damn.
Damn.
In the words of Mark,
this is why Jason wants to kill them, is because they all want to have sex with each other. It's all a sexy time.
True. In the words of Mark,
stop cock blocking us.
Exactly.
Rico, what would Mark say about this?
Oh, she can get it.
Oh yeah.
But really, Jason's probably going to get her.
Yeah, for real.
Oh.
Speaking of Mark, he's going to try to jump on, but we were late last night on his stream, so.
Put the lotion in the basket. Oh,
Jason's here.
Jason's here. Run away.
I'm trying to. Oh man, I'm going to go to
put the lotion in the basket. Jerry.
Pose again?
Put the lotion in the basket.
See, you know what I think? Whenever I hear that line, now I know it comes from Silence of the Lambs, and I know that's where it originated and all that stuff, but every time I hear it, I think about Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt.
That movie's so terribly good, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
it's okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's terribly good. It's not a good movie, but it's one of those ones that's so terrible, it's entertaining. You know?
The supporting cast helps.
For sure. For sure.
No, not like The Room. The Room is just a bad movie.
But it's like people love to hate it.
Yeah, but I really just hate to hate it. Like, I really hate it.
Fair.
Like, that's such a... Like, I get that... The funny thing is that he was legit trying to make, like, a movie, and he's like, oh, everybody laughs at it. Why? It's not a comedy. And it's like, dude, it's not even a fucking comedy. It's just bad.
It's just terrible. Yeah.
I feel the same way about Rocky Horror. I've never understood. I mean, again, I'm not bashing on if you guys like your shit, but like, I tried watching Rocky Horror. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand the appeal.
Maybe you just have to dress up for the occasion, and maybe you'll like get in character and feel it.
By the way, Fumes, we should have asked this a while ago because we've been on for a minute now. How do we sound to everybody?
Yeah, how does PodAskew sound compared to Fumes? Let me know in the comments.
Less organized for sure. I can comment on that.
How are you? I'm just upgrading some stream stuff with B. Oh, nice. Oh, she's talking to Becky.
Oh, the Cube movies. Yeah, those are some good. Cube is great. At least the first two are pretty good. I know I saw a third one. I didn't particularly love it.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Cube is sort of like Saw without the like metal traps. It's just sort of like these people wake up in a room and they have to escape each room. And it's like a trap. Like there's like, okay, there's gas, and then there's like, okay, it fills up with fucking acid. They have to climb out and work together. It's just basically Saw on crack.
Sorry, Chaos. Okay. I just have a high-pitched voice. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, CJ. So CJ's voice is a pitch higher than you, and you guys sound almost the same. Thank you, Chaos.
I'm suddenly getting flashbacks of Randy Johnson on American Idol. You're just pitchy, dog.
No, you're just bitchy, dog.
No, that's you. You're the bitchy one here.
Rough.
Oh, man.
I know.
You know what? Actually, Fumes, you were talking about horror games. The other one I played, because I know you played the Man of Medan game.
Man of Medan, yeah. Okay.
Medan, is the other one that they made, Until Dawn.
What about it?
No, I'm just saying, like, that kind of horror game I'll play. Like, that was fun. I had fun with that game. And, like, I had fun with Man of Medan, you know?
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic. So I really enjoyed how short it was, mainly because it was, like, straight to the point. It gave you a good story.
Yeah.
You had, like, it was more an interactive, like, movie than it was an actual game.
Sure.
But it had some, like, elements, you know? Like, gaming aspect.
And then Until Dawn had one of Rico's least favorite actors, Rami Malek, in it. So.
Oh, I love Rami. What's wrong with Rami?
No. CJ, you don't get to fucking do that. Rami Malek is not one of my least favorite actors. I think he's a tremendous actor. I just don't love Bohemian Rhapsody as much as everybody else did.
Why?
Aesthetically, I think it is edited in a very...
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of continuity errors, for sure.
Not so much continuity errors, just like, there's a part where, like, the band is sitting outside, and it literally just quick edits to, like 5 people, like, 30 times, and just like, what the
Oh, yeah,
fuck?
it was cut bad. Oh, yeah, for sure. I know what you're talking about. They were having a conversation about, like, was it, like, a record deal or something, or...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're outside at a cafe or something. And also, I am fine with certain biopics taking certain liberties with the real story to justify a film. But what they did just sort of changed who Freddie Mercury was as a real person to the point where they just really made him like at one point in the movie, and spoilers, I apologize in advance, but this is basically, you know, we spoil everything. He quits the band and goes on a solo thing.
Yeah.
And then finds out he has AIDS and then goes back to the band and begs them, tail between his legs, like, I need to do this Live Aid performance because I have AIDS and I want to go back to how it used to be. That's not what happened. What happened was they all kind of did their own solo shit with the support of each other. And then they all decided to do Live Aid together. And then 2 years after Live Aid, he found out he had AIDS. So, like, the years just don't really work. I still think his performance as Freddie is amazing. I think the other actors as the other members of the bands are phenomenal. I mean, the guy who played fucking Brian May looked just like Brian May. They all did. They all did a great job. But it didn't show that Freddie actually was a hardcore drug addict and he was going through craziness of his own. They barely touched on the real person that Freddie was.
Yeah.
All it did was just make me really want to watch the Sacha Baron Cohen version that never happened. Because we know there would be like gay orgies and cocaine up his ass throughout the whole film.
For sure. I can see that. Terrence Sparks says Bohemian 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Also, it takes 2 fucking directors to make a film. I mean, Bryan Singer directed the first half, and then I guess another guy named Dexter Fletcher took on and finished the film because Singer was fired for whatever reason.
If I recall, and we talked about this at the year of the Oscars when it won all the stuff, it was like 95% done at that point already anyway. It's not like Joss Whedon taking over or Justice League, yeah. I mean, it's not like that where it was a majority in the movie or Ron Howard taking over Solo, you know?
From what I heard, it was like 70-30.
Okay.
But, I mean, you're right. Brian did do a lot, but then you can clearly see 2 conflicting directors trying to make a movie with one person initially having a vision.
Yeah.
And in comparison, Dexter Fletcher went on to direct the movie Rocket Man, about another gay rock icon, just this time Elton John. And I have to say, I think I prefer, Bohemian Rhapsody is the quote unquote more entertaining film, but Rocket Man is the better story wise, because it kind of goes into, like, from the very beginning, it's a musical and you go into it not being pigeonholed as a Wikipedia biopic is what I call it.
I'd heard that too. I'd heard that Rocket Man was more accurate versus Bohemian.
Well, it's not so much as accuracy. It's just, it starts out as a sort of, like, it's a musical within a musical film. Like, he is starting out where he's explaining his life in a AA type meeting or an NA meeting. And then it's kind of like Across the Universe, but with Elton John. Like, characters are singing and dancing along, like, big musical numbers in the tune and with the songs that Elton John wrote.
Which is
funny. And we see how the
because
songs inspired his life and vice versa.
Because I love Across the Universe. I think that's a great movie, and I'm actually excited.
This was amazing.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I'll actually, Fumes, I'll tell you this. This you'll find this interesting because and we've had private conversations about music before, so I'm a big music person. I didn't like the Beatles before seeing Across the Universe, and then after having seen it, I went back and got into the Beatles.
Because of the movie? Or the musical movie?
Because of the movie, yeah.
It's interesting because my cousins when I was growing up, they were huge into the Beatles. And I'm over here like listening to hip hop and rap and like rock. And they're over here listening to the Beatles. And I'm like, just like, oh, okay. Like, I guess I'm not that cool, But anyways, so they were listening to all this like Beatles music and I was just like, I like it. It's cool. So then like as I was getting older, like in my high school days, I started listening to them more. And I really enjoyed their music. And then when Across the Universe came out, I never knew that it was an actual like movie that released until it released on DVD and Blu-ray. DVD at the time. I watched that and I was just like, man, this movie fits in perfectly well. They can literally make an entire musical movie with a great story with nothing but Beatles music. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really
how
is.
They can tell a story with it,
The other thing, it's similar, but it's also different because it was able to go to different songs and different artists, but Rock of Ages.
Right. Oh yeah, Rock of Ages is great too. See but that's the thing. So like one thing is to make a musical with like, a slew of like rock songs and, meshing it all together. Rock of Ages was fun. I loved it. But like, it's just so awesome how like, it's so incredible how like, all Beatles music can make like I'm sure they can make more movies, but like this just rolled so perfectly. Like it was just an incredible thing to watch from beginning to end. I'm like, how are they incorporating all these amazing songs into one like fluid story? It's just really cool. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. No, you're right because and I agree with everything you just said, Fumes. That's what it is. You got to get that fluidity and also make it an entertaining story. And I felt like they really did those really well, so.
For sure.
Brianna said that Across the Universe is one of her top 5 favorite films of all time. She's watched it 40 plus times. So that's, like, I've watched it a bunch, but that's, What are your other 4?
Dedication.
What's your other 4, Brianna? I'm curious now. I want to know what your other 4 are.
Guys, my favorite movie is a Mexican movie.
Yeah?
Well, I don't think it was a Mexican director. I think it was a white boy, but it was Blood and Blood Out, Bon by Honor, one of my favorite movies.
I've never heard of that one.
That.
I know of it. I never saw it though.
Yeah, it's with Benjamin Brad. Yeah, Brad, right? Brad.
Yeah.
Brad, like bratwurst. Brad. But yeah, Benjamin Bratt and a couple other people. What's his face? The guy that plays in what the heck? Who am I thinking of? Why can't I remember his name? He plays Navajas.
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo. There you go. Machete. Yeah. So Danny Trejo actually was in that movie as well, like a very young Danny Trejo. I mean, I guess younger. It wasn't very young.
Is this the one where he was in prison and he was like teaching them how to box and shit?
Not box. Maybe not even fight. I think he was just like a gangbanger in there, and he had a small role, but like he was just one of like the commonly seen people in those like prison scenes. But again, very great movie. I think that movie was fantastic just because it told a great story about 3 like relatives, a cousin, a brother, well, I guess stepbrothers, and just how their lives separated but kind of came back in 3 different ways. They all kind of grew up differently and kind of had different experiences, but in the end, they're still family. So it tells a really good story. It shows like trials and tribulations between all 3. And it's a fantastic movie. I recommend it to anybody.
I got really happy when I realized that Danny Trejo is actually as tall as I am.
He's a little guy for sure. How tall are you?
I'm 5'7" on a good day.
Dang, okay.
On a good day.
I'm 5'5" every day.
All right, so Danny Trejo is like basically all of our height.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I'm 5'6", so
maybe the smaller you are, the more of a badass you are.
Well, that's because we're closer to hell.
Yeah, I guess so. You're right.
closer to hell.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so Brianna's list. Oh my God, sorry.
Her wrist.
I think I was looking at her last name and it's Chris. So I was Anyway, Beauty and the Beast, the original animated, Casablanca, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Pan's Labyrinth. That's a pretty interesting collection there.
Yeah, you got like one of every kind of genre.
Yeah.
An Imitation Game is an honorable mention. Yeah,
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, they're all good choices for the most part. Honestly, I gotta say.
Yeah, I gotta agree.
I've never seen Pan's Labyrinth or Casablanca. So
You've never seen Pan's Labyrinth?
Mm.
Oh my
CJ,
God.
I gotta say, you gotta see Pan's Labyrinth.
Yes,
I'm sure I
please
do. You know what I did see that I felt like was kind of overrated in the same vein is Labyrinth, the one with David Bowie.
I kind of have to agree. I think Labyrinth is one of those movies that you grew up with.
Was it that Jim Henson movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was good.
You know, another one for me that like I think you have to grow up with to appreciate is Never Ending Story. Well, Willow too, to a certain extent,
Willow,
but
good, yeah.
really Never Ending Story. I just like.
For sure.
I saw both Labyrinth and Never Ending Story as an adult. I'm like, I don't get it. I mean, I love Jim Henson. I love Muppets and all that shit, but like, I was never a David Bowie fan. Like, I respected the guy.
Yeah.
Never really got into his music. And I also kind of was like, I don't think he's that great of a singer, to be perfectly honest.
Brianna, for the most part, I only said for the most part, but because I hadn't seen 2 of them, so I can't comment on the 2 I haven't seen. So that's the only reason why I said for the most part. As a whole, hey, Enrico and I are big on this. He'll tell you, like, we give each other a hard time because it's what we do, but like, if you like what you like, then that's all that matters. If we don't like it or someone else doesn't like it, who gives a crap? You know, we like it.
With one exception. When
Yeah.
CJ doesn't like Halloween, he's just fucking wrong.
I'll agree with that, Rico. I'll agree with that.
And for those who haven't heard, there's a whole backstory. I insisted that CJ watch the original Halloween film, and I play it up. I'm like, dude, it's an amazing horror movie achievement. Even if you don't like horror movies, you can still respect the film. It was made on a fucking small budget, and it spawned a franchise. It spawned a genre, the whole slasher genre. You could argue there were other slasher films before Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Psycho, but Halloween was the one that like really kind of put it in perspective of the stalk and stab kind of thing. And he came back to me and he's like, he was actually like legit worried, like, dude, I really don't want this to affect our friendship, but I really fucking hate it. Worst fucking movie I've ever seen. I'm like, you're fucking with me. He's like, no, I worst fucking movie I've ever seen. I'm like, the worst movie you've ever seen.
It's up there. Yeah.
That's so like, it's so wrong. It's just fucking wrong.
That's crazy.
I just didn't get it. I just.
It's okay.
It's not okay.
No, it's okay because you know what? Like, I get it. Like, there's certain things that aren't for everyone, and Halloween's just not for CJ. I understand. I don't want to say that he's wrong in the sense that, like, of his personal opinion. I think that he's just wrong because, like, we appreciate the movie, if that makes sense. So, like, he's right and wrong. He's right for himself, but wrong for us.
No, he's just fucking wrong. I'm sorry. He's just everything he said, because we recorded the conversation,
like,
and I was like,
literally hours after I watched it. Yeah.
And I was so, you could hear how crestfallen I was. I was like, it was the first time I'd ever recommended a movie, and it backfired. Yeah. Because I'm really good at being like, dude, you will love this fucking movie. And, and
I loved Halloween. Everything about it, the way that he just just kind of was very still and very like creepy, hanging around the background, and just like when he would like kill his victims, he would just like weirdly like appreciate his like their deaths.
Art, yeah, it's like his art. I always kind of viewed it as like, because when he's 6, he kills his sister, and then I always kind of envisioned in some parts that, what if Michael Myers' mentality is still a 6-year-old? So when he like pins the dude up against the wall, he's kind of like, huh, that's interesting. Like a 6-year-old kind of looking at a fucking figure painting.
For sure, yeah.
But see, some of that stuff you're pointing out, Rico, is exactly what I didn't like about it. You know, like when he's stalking Jamie Lee Curtis's character in the beginning of the movie, like how nobody fucking noticed that in the middle of the day. Like,
it's
really,
Halloween. That's the point.
But
yeah.
No, what was it? Halloween Day? I don't remember at that point. I thought it took place over like
Halloween Day. Yeah,
yeah.
But that's my point. Is that they did notice? They're like, there's someone behind the bush, and they're like, oh, and then they see the fucking dude drive really fast down the street, and they're like, hey, speed kills, asshole. Like they were all noticing that this fucking dude. But then I will give you the credit. Like, they kind of like forgot that there was a fucking dude stalking them. Like, the kid kept saying, the boogeyman's out there. She's like, oh, you're full of shit. There's nothing there, Tommy. Fuck you. Which, by the way, why is there always like a Tommy in a horror movie franchise?
Tommy.
Yeah.
I think Tommy's just like a very like traditional like name, I guess. And I mean, well, if you think about it, like a lot of the horror movies like were based in America, so there's just a bunch of like white people playing them, you know?
That's true. That's a good point.
So I mean,
run, motherfucker!
I'm just trying to juke him. Oh, he got me.
You dead?
He's got me through the window.
Oh shit!
I'm dead.
You got knocked the fuck out.
I gotta get a beer after that. Hold on, I'll be right back.
I got one. Is it weird to drink beer out of a mug?
Not when it's a PodAskew mug.
Thank you.
Put that mug in your ugly mug.
Yeah, so...
See, I gotta say, when CJ comes back, now's the perfect time for us to talk shit. A lot of the people are in support. Yeah, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. I gotta agree.
Tell them. Yeah, there was a lot of people that were just like, yeah, CJ's wrong.
See, here's the thing. I always say, like, you know, the expression, like, can I offer you my opinion? I just say, can I offer you my fucking facts? You are fucking wrong. But I love the Halloween franchise. I didn't grow up with it, but, like, it was a movie that my best friend and I bonded over. It was the first film we ever saw together.
For sure.
Obviously not in theaters because we're not that fucking old, but.
Yeah.
And it still scared me. That was what was really crazy. Was like it was a way for me to branch into the horror genre and get scared and get used to slashers. And Halloween is sort of like a good step into that because it's not bloody. It's just good old suspense.
Yeah. And that, you know, it's interesting because like I did notice that like after a while, I never really paid attention to like how non-gory it was. See, I mean, even Friday the 13th wasn't really like that. And I think it's because it was just like an 80s type of film where they were just trying to make it like
Wait a minute. What do you mean not gory? Friday the 13th, Johnny Depp gets sucked through a bed and it's a bloody bed sheet at the end.
That's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, right.
So,
okay,
so
sorry.
in Friday the 13th, whenever somebody got killed, it was always like they would always like zoom in on like the person's eyes or like their feet or like, you know what I mean? Like, so you could
Not
tell
always.
like feet are
Not
still,
always.
no, but most of the time. But when somebody did get killed, it was never really super gory. No?
It was bloody. It wasn't gory. Like, there was definitely more blood in Friday the 13th than there was in Halloween.
Yeah. So it basically, in regards to like blood and gore, it went from like Halloween being like showy like that to Friday the 13th to Nightmare on Elm Street, where Nightmare on Elm Street was just kind of like, you know, over the top because he had like this weird, like, I loved how Freddy killed his like victims. Like he had like, you know, like I think one of my favorite ones was when he was like, he attached a guy to the motorcycle.
That's Dreamchild.
Dreamchild, and was it Dreamchild? They were hanging out like by the pool, right? And the guy was like leaving. They were hanging out by like the school pool or something.
He gets attached to. He basically gets attached to the motorcycle and has a collision. And that's the father of the baby that's inside, like Alice, I want to say her name is.
Yeah. It was really cool. Like that, the video game like kill was really cool.
That's in Freddy's Dead.
Yep. What other ones can I think of? The guy that what's the other one? What's the one where it was one of the Nightmare, a New Nightmare? Where the father gets killed in the pickup truck with the claw coming through like the guy's like legs.
Groin, yeah,
that was sick, dude. But
sirens.
There's a lot of memorable deaths in that series.
Fumes, are those sirens from the game or is that from your neighborhood?
It's from the game.
Okay.
You see the game.
I do, but I didn't know if that was background noise or game noise.
No, I'm like, oh guys, I gotta go.
No, for real. We were talking to our friend in London, Henry, one day, and like we did this interview, and the cops must have went past this place like 3 or 4 times. And the funny part about it was he was at a wedding the night before, and we were like, "What the fuck did you do at this wedding last night? Like for real?"
For sure. Ay.
So CJ, it's been unanimous. You were just wrong. In the chat, everyone said Halloween is like amazing.
It's okay if I have better taste than everybody else. I don't know what you want me to say.
But you don't. That's the thing. Like we did a whole episode where you described like your favorite movies, and I'm like, all right.
We've never talked about my favorite movies.
What are your favorite movies?
Not Halloween.
Yes, not Halloween.
Any movie that's not Halloween.
What are your favorite movies, though, for sure? Like,
okay, so, you know, it's funny, Fumes, because it's actually a topic I wanted to make an episode of PodAskew, so we can kind of tease it here and then maybe deep dive it another day. But what I want to do is, if I'm going to give you this, I'm going to take Kevin Smith's movies out of that mix because of where we're inspired from. So I want to do my top 5 non-Kevin Smith movies. Because if I include his, then it's just all Kevin Smith because he's got like 9. You know what I mean? So it eliminates it. But so High Fidelity would probably be my all-time favorite. I love that fucking movie. I love. See, to me, and Rico and I've talked about this. The Matrix, the 3 movies, to me are one giant movie in 3 parts.
So you just do the trilogy?
Yeah.
Trilogy.
Fight Club.
Yeah, when he decides to watch The Matrix, he has to like span out like 6 hours.
My shit.
Yeah, Fight Club is amazing. That's a great movie.
I agree. I think it's just well written and very well, like, I don't know. There's just a lot of I don't know. But okay, go on.
That's all right. We can do it. Almost Famous would be one.
Okay.
And then probably Pulp Fiction to finish it off.
Pulp Fiction. Okay. Nice. Very nice.
Which ironically is not even my favorite of Tarantino's movies. But as overall whole, I like that movie better, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No.
I like it from Tarantino. I like Kill Bill 1 probably the best of his movies.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, Kill Bill was really solid. It was
But see,
fun.
Kill Bill Part 1, for me, it starts kind of falling off a little bit on Part 2.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
Well, I mean, I feel like it just, if you put it in as one whole, like, film, I feel like it's just...
Like The Matrix.
It flows well.
Yes. If he'd gotten to release the Rico, what was it, like 5.5 hour epic Kill Bill that he wanted to release, like the cut he wanted to release, I would think I would like what is considered to be Part 2 better, because to your point, Fumes, it would flow. Do you know what I mean? I think the breakup of it kind of makes it a little weird.
Yeah.
Hi, Justin.
Cells! What's up, brother?
Hey, Justin Sal's in the house. What's up, Justin?
Cheers.
What does Justin sell?
Justin sells
Rhythm
a
and
whole lot
blues.
of R&B.
Yeah. I saw your post, Fumes. I'm going to have to double back.
Yeah?
Yeah. If you'll have me, I might join you on the Discord.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, we can definitely get some people included in this.
Yeah. Because if I read it right, it's called Gauntlet? Or you just said it was...
It's just what, like, Gauntlet is just a type of, like, level that we're playing.
Okay.
So, what?
Oh,
Are you
there's a
Jason?
dead guy.
Wait.
Are you
So
Jason?
This is the virtual cabin that I was telling you guys about.
Okay.
I didn't know that somebody was killed here.
That's definitely a dead body.
Yeah. As part of the Kickstarter campaign, certain high-tier backers could get their likeness included in the game. Well, look at that shit.
But you can't see the motherfucker's face, so good
Right?
luck finding out what that likeness is.
Well, the likeness is actually in the game. He's one of the characters that you can play. So I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you guys like the lore in this. So this you can kind of display. It says it's a diorama display, a depiction of the final scene set at the Voorhees house. And this is, I think, in part 9. Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, that's Jason Goes to Hell. The
Yep.
Final Friday, which is such a lie of a title.
What
So
up,
is
Dave?
So is the final chapter.
So is the final chapter, right? So these, like, a lot of this stuff has like things that remind you of the wheelchair.
Oh, the wheelchair. Guys, so CJ, there's a part where a guy's in a wheelchair
Yeah.
and he gets like a machete in the face and his wheelchair rolls down and he goes down a whole flight of steps. It is so fucked up because it's like, hey, good for like this movie to like show someone who's handicapped in a fucking, horror film. And they even like make him super strong, like he's arm wrestling and like beating the dude, like he's very well fit. And they're like, okay.
That was part 7, right?
I think it was like,
Oh no, it's part 2. It's part 2.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
thinking of the wrong one.
so,
Okay.
And then they were like, okay, we established like, this guy, he's strong, but like, hey, we're going to treat him like everyone else. He's still going to get a fucking machete in the face. And we're going to make this fucking ridiculously like,
Going down the stairs.
oh my God.
Another drama. This is, I think, part 3. Part 3, part 5. I don't know. Which one was the one that took place in the barn? That last death.
3.
3?
Uh-huh.
Maybe-
5 did too, though. 5 also
So-
had a barn.
Yeah. That was where he
Fumes,
gets thrown in the wood chipper, no?
He gets thrown on some spikes, but it's not Jason, if you remember. It's a fucking copycat.
Oh, you're talking about Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Roy.
Fucking Roy.
Fumes, refresh my
Whoa.
memory. What's this cabin we're looking at, though?
So
Is
this
it like
is the
a
virtual cabin. What I was telling you is basically like a big like cabin that's full of like Friday the 13th
Memorabilia.
lore. One of the says at 25, the death count of Jason 10 was one of the highest in the franchise. Large as the number is, it doesn't take into account how Jason inadvertently murders the crew of the space station Solaris, which has a population that is possibly in the thousands, but it is nevertheless unknown. So that's talking about Jason 10, Jason X. This is apparently a door. The Red Door, with a budget of just over $500,000. Sean Cunningham had little budget for expensive lighting rigs, resulting in very dark night shots. Making the best of the situation, Cunningham chose props and costumes that had bright colors. Even the doors were painted bright red. I mean, I think that's a good color for a cabin, right?
I mean, most of the time you see like a barn, it's usually red, like the stereotypical.
Right?
Yeah. That's what my dad did for our farm. He just painted it red.
So look at, these are all the masks. Missing a mask here. What do you guys think of like the whole like mask thing? Like that, the mask changes every.
I think it sums it up perfectly from a line by not Jason Mewes in Freddy vs. Jason. Dude, that goalie was pissed about something.
Fair.
CJ, you saw Freddy vs. Jason. Do you remember there's a guy who's basically just a total ripoff of Jason Mewes?
No, I don't. Yeah.
It's a long-haired, beanie, weed-smoking dude is like, oh, hey, man, like a Freddy dude. Like, yeah. And he's like talking the exact same way as Mewes. And then they did like Bravo or A&E or something did a whole like the top 25 horror movies and shit, or it was a whole thing about Friday the 13th. And they did a whole thing about Freddy vs. Jason. And Jason Mewes was like interviewed, and he's like, oh yeah, man, it was crazy when I was in Freddy vs. Like, wait a minute, I wasn't in Freddy vs. Jason. He got the fuck up and walked out. Like, I'm telling you, CJ, go on YouTube one of these days and look up like that goalie was pissed about something, and you're just gonna be like, that's 100% like a Jason Mewes ripoff. Yeah, a Jews ripoff. Yeah, that's not what I meant to say. And then I said it.
Again.
So with hold on, I don't mean to cut you off, CJ.
No, you're good. You're good.
So this part right here, after you get through the entire like virtual cabin, you unlock and like this room that on the door it was labeled coming soon.
I saw that. Yeah.
So you enter it and you get into this like little like virtual room.
Looks like a holodeck from Star Trek.
And you enter into what to be expected after the update was complete, before they got what just happened? Somebody just got murdered.
Was that from Freddy Goes to Space?
Jason X, for Christ's sake.
Whatever.
Freddy Goes to Space.
It's totally
it's the sequel to Freddy Got Figured.
Oh man!
I thought I was able to see a little cutscene. I guess not.
Fumes, just for your knowledge, and you get this because you've done it before. I was up streaming till 4 a.m. last night. So,
wow.
CJ, you do this thing that like everybody did when I was a kid, where they just like fucked up the title for horror films all the time. It was never Bride of Chucky. It was Chucky's Bride. It was always Chucky's Bride. I'm like, that's not the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Or it was like, that other movie, The Kid of Chucky. I'm like, what?
Kid of Chucky.
It was like, you go from Chucky's Bride to Kid of Chucky. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Now, Fumes, we were talking Saw earlier. Didn't they have a game for that?
Yeah, they had two.
Saw game. I never played it.
They had two of them. I played part of the first one. It's just, I think it was a great idea, and the story was really fascinating, but it didn't deliver as much as I had hoped. And I was a big Saw fan. Like, hey, I'm gonna see the new one. They're doing like another reboot with fucking Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson.
I saw that. Yeah.
It's titled Spiral.
Really?
Dude, there's a trailer for it. It's Chris Rock and Sam Jackson as cops, and they sort of go into the world of Jigsaw and Saw. And it's called Spiral because like there's always that spiral on the cheeks of the Billy, the little doll thing.
Yeah.
Also because they can't call it Jigsaw because they already made. Oh, you just got fucking killed.
Rico, you'll appreciate this. Cell still has his Friday the 13th 1 through 8 on VHS.
What? No, you don't. That's crazy. That's like me having my Star Wars on VHS.
I have everything on VHS, so I
really
definitely appreciate that. So you don't have Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X, Justin?
On VHS, that's crazy.
Maybe not on VHS, Rico. He probably has it on like DVD or something.
Well, I know they released them on VHS because I own them on VHS.
Of course you do.
Yeah, but good for you, Cells. That's awesome. I'm always a fan of anybody who collects VHSs.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously you need a fucking VCR. Like you can go. Oh, so you just miswrote?
Oh. He says
Maybe.
I do.
You do what? You do have 9?
No. So
No. Brianna was asking if he has a VCR to play them on.
Oh, okay. My vision sucks, guys. I'm sorry.
Good.
Fumes, you asked me my top 5. What's yours?
Again, Blood and Blood Out is definitely one of my top 5. I loved Scarface. I thought Scarface was fun.
Ugh.
It's something I can always really watch. And I know people are always like, it's too late. Everybody loves Scarface. I get it. I really do.
CJ, stop being an asshole.
I'm not. I've seen most of it once.
I totally understand. I don't care if nobody likes the movies that I like. I had other movies. Fight Club was definitely one of my top 5. I love Shawshank Redemption.
That's really good. Yeah, good movie.
What else? What is that? 3 so far? 4? That's
3.
4.
So Halloween. Just say Halloween. Just
Halloween. Yeah. Oh yeah, Halloween. Most definitely. Halloween is perfect. So yeah, those are my top 5 right there. Then and there.
Well, okay.
There's a whole lot of movies. I love movies. I love I think I'm starting to enjoy like foreign films more than anything. Yeah, there's definitely plenty of films to choose from.
Did you see Parasite, Fumes?
No, but I keep hearing good things about it.
It won a bunch of Oscars, and all the big ones too.
Yeah, I mean, I need to watch that.
Rico, did you watch it yet? Because you said you were going to.
No, I really, every time I'm about to rent it, it gets checked out. And also, it's one of those movies that I'm like, I think Steph and I need to sit and watch, and we know in advance.
Yeah.
Right.
But I did watch the movie Bombshell the other night.
Bombshell, huh?
Oh, fuck.
That's the one Margot Robbie and Nicole Kidman and all them about the thing at Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. It's a good movie.
I haven't seen that yet.
Maybe I'll check it out.
I'm going to watch Yesterday tonight, probably.
Oh, the Beatles movie?
Yeah.
I saw it. It's good. It's good.
I heard it was really good. I have it. I own it. We were supposed, me and a bunch of friends were actually supposed to get together to watch it. And the heckler was supposed to join us on that. We just never got around to it. So it's just sitting here, not unopened.
Cells, I gotta say, man, I appreciate everything you just wrote, slashers and 150, 80 slashers. How many fucking VHSs do you think you have, Sal?
Wait, hold on. Wait, read what he says.
Halloween 78 equals favorite movie of all time.
All time.
Suck it,
Worst movie ever.
Tell him.
Yeah, I gotta agree, Brianna. That there's a part in Bombshell that is just really uncomfortable. No one gets raped, but you see men overpowering women just through I have the power because I'm the head of this network, and you just see this look of really being uncomfortable on Margot's face. And what I read was that it was only one take, and the director Jay Roach shot this scene with multiple cameras so that he only had to have her do it the one time. And she said it was really, really, really uncomfortable to do this one scene. So the one take you get, and you have this look of revulsion and terror is just, you kind of can't help but think, I think Margot Robbie's really just scared and uncomfortable on screen. It was legit real.
Fair.
See, Dave gave us his top 5, it looks like, so I'm going to read those. Pulp Fiction, Shawshank, Full Metal Jacket, The Shining, and Silence of the Lambs.
Those are some pretty awesome choices, honestly. Did you guys watch Dr. Sleep?
No.
No.
I would need to, but I want to rewatch Shining to go into it. Yeah.
Yeah, The Shining was fantastic, man.
I'm not a major fan of that one. I love Nicholson and I love Stephen King, but
Really?
I think it's because I'm
Kubrick?
I'm not a big Kubrick fan.
Oh my god, A Clockwork Orange? Really?
That's one of the few exceptions, but like you go into Clockwork Orange not looking for a happy fucking ending.
Right.
Yeah, that was such a great movie.
It's
But
weird.
2001 bored the piss out of me.
Yeah, plenty of people, I'm sure.
I mean, I also saw it when I was way too young. I think I should deep dive some Kubrick and just kind of get a little bit of perspective as an adult. But I don't like The Shining as much because I was a real big fan of the book. And look, if fucking Stephen King doesn't approve of the movie, I think that's kind of the argument ender right there.
Okay.
Like, he was thrown off the set. He was disagreeing with everything that Kubrick and Nicholson were doing. And the main one is that Nicholson, as an actor, always just looks crazy. And
that's true.
As Jack Torrance, there is a clear evolution of him going crazy in the book. Like, he starts normal and then becomes crazy. When you watch that movie from beginning to end, Nicholson just looks fucking nuts. So there's no progression of insanity.
Yeah.
Brianna's
right. Said the book is better. I agree.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, Fumes, like those horror type movies or even those suspense movies don't really I just don't do it for me. But I did, and I know it's not even a good equation, but I like the parodies of it that I've seen. Like The Simpsons did an episode where, I've seen that. I've seen, with Ready Player.
Johnny!
Oh! Yeah. Oh!
What was the other one? He said, no TV and no beer make Homer go something something.
Yeah. Go crazy? Don't mind if I do. So you have those, but then you have the sequence in Ready Player One. I enjoyed that.
Oh yes, I did.
And then now there's this Mountain Dew commercial with Bryan Cranston. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh yes, I did. That was awesome.
So
it was a fantastic commercial.
So those things I don't mind, but and to Rico's bigger point about Kubrick, I feel like Kubrick's an acquired taste. There's some, I really enjoyed Clockwork Orange. I like Eyes Wide Shut, even though I don't understand what the fuck is going on.
I don't think anybody did, to be perfectly honest.
That's fair. There's
a lot of confusion on Tom Cruise's face, where he's just like,
but I'd also like to see where, if Kubrick had gotten to finish AI, I would like to have seen what that would have been, as opposed to Spielberg's version.
Sure.
So.
Let me see. Will they let me go in? Let me go in. Well, I'm trying to escape. They got an extra spot for me. There's my twin right there.
There you go. Brianna, you, as far as Ready Player One goes, if you have the chance, we did a whole episode on Ready Player One with our buddy Logo Mike, the guy who designed our logo, and had a really great conversation about the book versus the movie because he is a bigger fan of the book. Now, he does like the movie, but he is a bigger fan of the book as well. And so we had a really good discussion about that. If you get a chance, go check that out. That was one of our funner episodes, Rico, wouldn't you say?
I think all of our episodes are fun except for when you talk shit about Halloween.
or we talk to you about sports movies.
Sports movies, yeah, that one was not as fun. Dino, would you like to join us?
What?
Hi.
Oh, is that your kitty cat?
That is my kitty cat.
Oh, hi. Hi, Dino. Dino, from the Flintstones, Dino?
What up, Dino? No.
Dino
Dean Martin.
from Dean Martin.
Ah.
I had a Frankie, I had a Sammy, and then I was like, well, I should get a Dino. Ow, you fucking rim job.
Hey. Tell him.
Stop.
You just called your cat a rim job live on the internet. That's fantastic.
Fucking douche nozzle.
Oh, thanks, Brianna. That means a lot. Yeah, please check out PodAskew. We like you said, we make a lot of jokes and stuff, but at the end of the day, this is all about just exploring nerdom and fandom. So yeah, please come on and enjoy it. So.
And me yelling at CJ.
And Rico yelling at me. Yes, that happens quite a lot. So. Anyone have any questions for us? Please, the three of us have been talking to each other for a while. Does anyone on the chat have stuff they want to know? Questions for me,
hey,
Rico?
Dave,
Fumes?
thanks for subscribing to us on YouTube. We appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Dave. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, that's the thing we've done since we joined you last, Fumes. We got all our episodes up on YouTube now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
But
So
you don't see us. It's just audio.
Right, it's just our logo on the screen, but you can hear the audio from all the episodes, so.
For sure.
That's actually something I meant to talk to you about before we started, because I had another idea, but oh well.
It's all good.
Next time.
Next time, yeah, for sure.
Fumes, your character reminds me of Ash from the Evil Dead
A
films.
little bit,
I
yeah.
can see that with his boomstick, but this is actually Tommy from
I
the,
know.
like, movies.
I think that's Tommy circa 6?
6? Yeah, episode
Now,
6?
see-
Or movie-
Episode 6.
Episode 6, yes.
I don't know
He's
if you
the
guys
one-
would call this a horror movie, but I really did enjoy Army of Darkness. You know?
Army of Darkness is fantastic. Well, yeah, it changed from 1 and 2, Evil Dead 1 and 2 being like horror films to, Army of Darkness being a comedy. It was kind of strange, but at the same time, it kind of had a charm to it.
But Evil Dead 2 has a lot of humor in it.
Yes, it
as
does.
well. Army of Darkness just became really goofy.
I could be wrong, but was Evil Dead 2 like basically part 1 redone because they didn't have rights to the first one anymore?
No, they had the rights. They just, because if they didn't have the rights, they wouldn't have been able to remake it, essentially. Look, I compare it to like El Mariachi and Desperado. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, wait, but
So-
they're two different movies though.
But if you really think about it, it is a remake and a sequel at the same time.
Yes, I guess.
Well, in El Mariachi, like they even like, if you go through the plot, yes, it has the introduction with the mariachi character, and then they're recasting him with Antonio Banderas in Desperado. Now it's the same plot, but they expand on it. So it's essentially, hey, now we have a fucking budget.
Hey,
Yeah.
Rico, I don't mean to jump in on you, but I would be remiss. Becky gave us her top 5 too, and being one of my oldest friends, I have to give her some of that love and talk about her top 5. So it's Reservoir Dogs, The Public Enemy with Cagney. I'm guessing that means something to you, Rico. I'm guessing Cagney, James Cagney? I forget his first name. Anyway,
Yeah.
Casino, Saving Private Ryan, and Taxi Driver.
Wow.
Those are some-
That's
Ooh,
Yeah.
Taxi Driver's good.
you like a lot of gangster films.
I could see that.
You know what, like, Casino, I like Casino better than Goodfellas, Rico. I know how much you love Goodfellas. I'm not saying I don't like Goodfellas, but if I'm ranking them, I would put Casino above Goodfellas. For me. You know.
I disagree, but I don't. Like, I'm not going to give you shit for having that opinion. But,
For once?
like, for once. Well, no, because that's the thing is that, like, there wouldn't have been a Casino if there wasn't a Goodfellas.
Sure.
And really, it's kind of just a carbon copy in its own way. It's just set in Vegas as opposed to New York.
I would say, though, that my favorite gangster movie is still The Godfather, the original one, the old G, you know.
Fair. Yeah, that's a good movie.
I know a lot of people like the second one better. I'm actually a bigger fan of the first one than the second one. I don't think it does the drop off that the sequels generally do. I don't say that, but I just prefer the first one more.
I think the consensus is that everyone agrees that part 2 is the better film, but they could still have their favorite, which we usually use like the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
Although,
yeah.
Not many people really pick the third one, which is sort of the...
That was terrible.
No, it's not. Here's my analogy for it. Part 3 is the Fredo of the franchise, but he's still a part of the family.
Look at Fumes' face. Oh, that's awesome.
Look, I agree.
I was not a fan of
I
all.
agree.
I fell asleep 3 times trying to watch that movie.
I agree it's the weakest one, but
yeah, fair.
Pacino at the end, during that scene, is some of the best acting I've ever seen him do.
How do you guys feel about The Departed?
It's so weird. Steph and I just tried watching The Departed last night.
Tried?
My disc fucked up.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, wait, what? I'm like, how do you not watch that movie?
We actually did last St. Patrick's Day Fumes. We did a, cause that's coming up this week. We did an Irish movie thing. So Departed was definitely part of that discussion. And then we talked about a couple other ones that weren't gangster movies. We did, I think The Fighter, Rico was one of them. Am I right about that?
The Fighter, we talked about
Fighter with, what's his face?
Marky Mark.
Oh, Marky Mark. Was it The Fighter? Oh, well.
Yeah.
What's the one with Christian Bale? Am I thinking of something different?
No, that's The Fighter.
Same movie.
Okay,
Yeah. So we
talked about Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
but getting back to your question, Fumes. So The Departed, I like it. I think it's much like The Irishman. I think it's a bit long, but I don't have any problem with it really.
I think it's Nicholson's last great role, personally.
Okay.
Like, if he stopped making movies after Frank Costello, playing Frank Costello, that would have been just like, okay, that's it. He doesn't ever have to act ever again.
For sure.
Well, it's like Connery doing his last movie being The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a great example of what not to do.
It's not look. I like that movie a lot, but for that to be Connery's swan song is a little, you know what I mean? So,
do you know why he did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
No, but please share.
Because he was offered the Lord of the Rings as Gandalf, but he didn't understand it. And so when he saw Lord of the Rings fucking made all the money, he's like, oh shit, I have to choose an actual I have to please the nerds. And then he did that fucking movie. He's like, I'll never act again.
Now, to be fair, he does some voiceover work still, but he hasn't been on screen since.
Yeah, he made some piece of shit like CGI kids movie where it's like you're watching, you're like, what the fuck movie is this?
Jerry said Magnolia is a good movie.
Let's see. Jerry's saying something about Heat being a good movie.
Heat is a very underrated film.
The Al Pacino movie? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cabra, it's Fumes.
She got a great ass!
Cabra, Fumes is the one playing the game. We're just here chatting with him, but Fumes, guy in the chair, is the one playing the game.
That's me. What's up, Cabra?
Brianna just quoted us. I don't care if that man is 90. He can get it.
Who said that?
Brianna.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Well, that's like entrapment.
Is he really 90?
Yeah, he might be. Yeah.
No, he's not.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, he is. I think he was born in 1930. Yeah.
Wow.
Entrapment is like that with him and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, Entrapment was great. That was a good movie.
But it was a little creepy when they hook up about right in the beginning of that third act. That's a little creepy.
That's true.
Yes.
Hey, man. It's AJ nothing but a number, man.
True. That.
That is some bullshit.
Rico's.
What are you
I'm sorry. That is some bullshit. Age is not just a fucking number. There is also wisdom and experience you gotta put into that. I'm 90 years old. She's 18. Really? Age is just a fucking number, dude?
That's a huge gap. But
Fumes.
But age is just a number.
What's
Fumes.
up, CJ?
He's right. Sean Connery will be 90 this year in August. So right now he's technically 89, but sure. Yeah.
That's insane.
Cells, thank you for listening to Cells did our Fifth Element commentary, Rico.
Oh, God,
Yes,
where I got
came back.
increasingly shit-faced. I apologize, Cells, for that.
No, I think with anyone else you need to apologize, but Cells probably appreciated that, to be honest with you.
If I'm really being honest, I probably did improve the commentary.
You probably did, yeah. But that was one of our funner. Well, I mean, like you said, all of our episodes are fun, but of our commentaries, that was probably one of my favorites. Even though you did get kind of ornery towards the end there.
I have very little recollection of that commentary.
Yeah, Fumes. We just put out one for our great non-Christmas movie debate. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Which one?
So we had this debate back in December that we said, well, what was the most non-Christmas movie? And we debated between Batman Returns, Die Hard 1, Iron Man 3, and
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. And me and Rico and Logo Mike had a debate about it, and the winner was going to be our first commentary of 2020. So we just did that, and Batman Returns came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. No, I did, and I think my old roommate Tom responded to it saying it's one of his favorites.
Yes, he did. I saw that.
Yeah, it's the first one.
And
we rewatch it, and it doesn't hold up as much as I remember.
It really doesn't. It does not hold up.
I still stick to my argument, but it doesn't hold up as much as I remember.
Yeah. Listen, I think the Penguin, and I said this on the commentary Fumed, but the Penguin's are like this creepy rapist-like character.
Yeah, tell me then, age is just a fucking number.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah, you know who said that? R. Kelly.
Oh!
Got me, I'm dead.
Yeah,
he said R. Kelly? That's true.
Yeah, R. Kelly sang that song about Aaliyah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's totally true.
That's fucked up. Like, that's the best argument ender right there. Like, oh, age ain't nothing but a number. Who said that shit?
Nights, hello.
If you like, it's the same thing of like, if Michael Jackson sang a song of like, oh no. Yes, it is, motherfucker. If you are old enough to babysit the motherfucker, you are too goddamn old.
He says, Jerry says, fuck R. Kelly.
Yeah, fuck R. Kelly. Fuck you, R. Kelly.
He says, little bitch.
Rico, you're gonna get Fumes banned, for real.
For talking shit about R. Kelly?
I know the Michael Jackson joke, I think.
No, it wasn't a joke. It was a clear, like, look, where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's a molested kid, there's Michael Jackson. I'm just saying.
Oh, shit.
Whoa. They're going to shut me down, dude.
They are going to shut him down. Stop that.
Okay.
You got yourself a badge there, Fumes. I just caught that on the stream.
Oh, yeah. You get badges for doing a certain like number of things.
Whoa. What's going on in this chat, guys?
What?
It seems like there's a between Brianna and Jerry.
Uh-oh.
What did you start, Rico? What did you do?
I'm not the one who fucking started this AJ.
This was all a joke. Whoa.
Guys, hey.
We're just messing
Stop
around. We just messing around.
Can't we all get along here? What's going on here?
Yeah, let's all get along and watch a fucking serial killer kill fucking campers.
Yes. Whoa.
Oh, wow. I just saw what Brianna wrote. I don't know if maybe I'm behind the times here, but I just saw that.
Let's, move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
If I'm the voice of fucking reason, y'all are really fucking up.
I'll vouch for that, for sure. Crazy.
Yes, what did I do? No, we're good. Let's stray away from this conversation.
Yeah, for real.
Let's go back to some more wholesome shit, like Jason killing people.
Yes.
Or, I don't even you can give me more shit about Halloween at this point just to get away from this conversation.
Hey, have you guys seen, I know CJ has, Fumes, have you seen my tattoo of Jason?
Who is it? Oh, nice. That's dope.
He actually got that on the Friday 13th where I think you premiered this game, Fumes, on that one in October.
Can you see that?
Yeah, that's dope. It's the mask with the hockey mask with the blade behind it, the machete behind it.
Yeah.
That's from what movie was that from?
That was from a already drawn thing they said will only cost me $35. That's what it was.
That's cool.
On Friday, I don't know how it is everywhere, but on Friday the 13th, some tattoo parlors will do a massive like price slash. So like
they slash prices.
Yeah,
they're murdering.
They're already like drawn and sketched out shit that you look in like a booklet, and they say these are all $35 a piece, or $30. So and a lot of them are like the like really fucking shitty ones.
They should be $13.
Well, who the fuck? I don't know if I'd actually get a $13 fucking tattoo.
Fine, $130.
That's worse.
But you'd be okay with the 13 over 130.
I'd be okay with the middle ground, like $30.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with Friday the 13th.
It sounds like 13. Friday the 30th. Tattoos.
Friday, it doesn't sound like it at all.
No, it doesn't. Stop trying, Rico.
There's this look. All I'm saying was all the drawings were shit except for some few ones, which is how they got. You're like, we're gonna have a giant veiny cock, or we're gonna have a farting dog, but here's a shark that looks kind of okay, and you're like, well, the shark is the best fucking thing. I'll get the shark, and I got the shark on my shoulder blade. So
fair, okay.
I am so.
The boys are soft.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I saw that and I was letting it
the
go.
The fact that we don't stick to the conversation.
Well, we're not trying to get Fumes banned from Facebook, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
I mean, come
Jared, be nice here.
Be nice, motherfuckers.
Yes. What the fuck?
Jerry did ask a valid question. He said, wasn't R. Kelly in a slasher movie? I think he might have been in one.
Really?
I think so.
I know Busta Rhymes was.
Busta was.
H2O.
And so was Ice Cube, wasn't he? I think Ice Cube was in something, too.
Yeah, he was in Ghost of Mars.
I thought he was in one of the...
was!
Yeah.
So, like, Cool J was in Deep Blue Sea.
That's the one I was thinking of.
And Halloween H2O.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in H2O. He was a security guard.
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh, Jerry's just trying to fuck us up again. Thanks, Jerry.
Wait. So, okay, well, hold on. Cool J was in H2O. Busta Rhymes was in
Resurrection.
There you go. Because they were like doing like a
God.
reality TV show thingy.
Yeah, that was a really fucking bad movie. And Busta Rhymes did not help because literally at the end he's like kung fuing Michael Myers. Like I predict that will be the one that CJ loves. If he ever watches another Halloween film, he'll be like, dude, I saw the best one. Busta Rhymes like that was kicked Michael Myers and
Rico, we talked about this when we discussed Halloween. That was the first one I saw. That was the only one I had seen previous to you making me watch 1978.
No, you said H2O.
I think maybe it was Resurrection then, because it was the one with Buster. I know that.
Oh, no fucking wonder you hate Halloween, dude. Like, Busta Rhymes, like, he sets Michael on fire as he's like, crispy chicken, Michael Myers. Like,
what? Yeah,
he burns Michael Myers, and that's Busta's rhyme. That's Busta's line is crispy chicken, Michael Myers.
Yeah, but you're saying it like Tracy Morgan. That's what threw me off.
Well, he really sounds like that though. That's how Busta sounds.
Yeah, and
I guess that's true. Yeah,
Busta sounds like fucking C. Morgan. I'm gonna get everybody pregnant.
I mean, that's not wrong. Yeah, I gotta say though, and Fumes, I don't want to start a whole conversation about this because I don't know that it's something we want to talk about tonight. But Busta might be one of the best flow rappers I've ever heard in my life. Like the way.
What? We talking about rap now? Okay.
I can. Yeah, I know Rico's out. I can hold my own a little bit. I don't know enough, but I can hold my own a little bit. You know.
Okay.
One of my favorite voices in hip hop, just from a oral perspective, like hearing it, is Charlie Tuna from Jurassic 5.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
I just love the way he sounds. What's so. You know,
I'm just recovering from the fact you said oral perspective.
No. I'm going home.
with Johnny Deep.
With Johnny Deep.
Blow.
Busta Rhymes is my number one favorite rapper just because he does no one else can do. Huh.
Jerry says 90s hip hop rap greater than everything
I
else.
agree. With some minor exceptions there, Jerry, because I don't know if you would consider Eminem 90s since he came in like 98, 99, like right at the end there. And
I think he won an Oscar in 2001, so
yeah.
he was 96, 97, if I know shit properly.
No, it's a little bit later. It's like 98, 99.
So, Nicole just sent 69 stars, and I know what she wants. Nicole, thank you so much for the 69 stars. Give me a second, guys. Well, that was fun. Thank you, Nicole, for the 69 stars. That was hilarious. How fitting for Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck Friday the 13th movies you're watching, buddy.
It was a joke. I kid. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, Christ. This is going all over the place.
That's a Slim Shady LP came out in 99.
That's what I thought, Brianna. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, Slim Shady was good.
That's kind of crazy that he won an Oscar just 2 fucking years later.
Yeah.
With 8 Mile?
Yeah.
Yep.
With Lose Yourself.
Yeah.
Which he didn't actually perform until this year.
Yeah, right? Because he couldn't apparently last time.
No, he could. He just didn't, you know?
I thought he had something to do or didn't go or...
He didn't go because I think it was out of protest or something. Like, he didn't want...
I don't remember. I think his schedule was just full.
Yeah.
I thought he was
like, I'm now Eminem.
Because back then he was very much like anti-awards. You know?
But he was always at a lot of awards. Like,
oh shit.
There's a whole thing over like Bruno, the guy who played Borat, like dropping down and sticking his ass in his face at an award.
And Jerry says, I never liked Eminem. I think Wu-Tang, Gravediggers, and Cypress Hill are some of the best hip-hop music ever created. I love Wu-Tang.
I'm with you with shit. I'm with you with Cypress Hill. I love B Real's voice.
Yeah, I saw them at Riot Fest a couple years ago. That was fantastic.
208, baby. I'm there.
208 days for followage. Becky with 194. Wow.
I should be at 214.
Minute, okay?
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Mute it, Rico.
Yeah. So other than that, I mean, like I grew up listening to rap and hip hop when I was younger, when I was in grammar school. So I listened to a lot of East Coast and West Coast rap. So I was really big into like West Coast rap more than East. I was more of a Tupac, like Dr. Dre, Death Row Records type of fan.
I agree.
Don't get me wrong, I appreciate Notorious B.I.G. and people from the East Side like Nas and stuff like that. Like, I can dig that. But I think I was just more influenced by Tupac. Tupac was more universal. He had more messages to say than Notorious B.I.G. with his storytelling. You know what I mean?
Sure. For real films, I'm with you. And for me, especially when it comes to like rap and hip hop, the way the flow of the artist is real big to me. So, while I agree with you about Pac and how he had a lot more to say and he was a much deeper person, I prefer Snoop because of just the way his flow goes. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
over Pac?
In terms of just the way it sounds, I'm not. If I'm ranking them,
I'll say something. So Snoop has been in the game for a very long time.
Yes, he has.
The master of them all, Ice Cube, no doubt. That guy, if it wasn't for him, there would literally be no West Coast rap.
For sure.
I don't know. Obviously, I'm sure, if you guys are into 90s rap, I'm sure most of you guys have seen, what was it? Compton? Straight Outta Compton, the movie?
Oh, that's a good movie. Yeah.
It really explains how, like, Ice Cube was, like, the brains behind the entire ensemble, and how if it wasn't for him, like, all of these, like rappers wouldn't be where they're at right now.
Well, I mean, and so to your point,
everybody held their own, but I feel like he was the brains behind it all.
No, I have to disagree with that one statement, Fumes. I think the brains behind it all is really a combination of Dre and Easy, but the face was Cube.
Maybe. I respect Dr. Dre for sure. I mean, I think he definitely made big moves. Eazy-E, I feel like Eazy-E, I don't know. He was a pusher. Like, this guy definitely, like, he was an influencer, but I feel like he wasn't, like, if it wasn't for the people behind him, Eazy-E wouldn't be a rapper.
Oh, no doubt. But
I feel like his lyrical game was garbage.
No,
his music was fun and I enjoyed it.
But that's why I say he's the brains, not because of his rap skills, but because of his ability to, like you said, to push the brand. Do you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah,
to gather the group of NWA together and then to push the brand NWA and get them where they were. So that's what I mean by the brains. Because I agree with you, Cube is way better of a rapper than Easy ever was. Do you know what I mean? Right. So if you have Cube rapping and if you don't have Cube rapping, then I don't think you have the success with NWA, regardless of how much Easy pushes it. But at the same time, without Q or without Easy, Cube maybe doesn't get to that level. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it was a culmination of like the group, I get it, but I just feel like he was the one that like definitely like made the content, because without like Eazy, there would be no Ice Cube. Without Ice Cube, there would be no Eazy-E. But like, just in general, like the girth of, you know, NWA and the rest of the West Coast, like rappers, it's all because of like Cube, you know? Sure, you have posters, right?
Without question. I mean, and like, you know, one of my favorite songs from that era is not actually even considered to be one of the best songs to come out of that whole region, but like Two of America's Most Wanted with Pac and
Snoop Dogg and Pac,
yeah. Just because to your point, I get it. Pac was amazing. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how much I love Snoop. You know, so you get the two of them together on a record. As much as I love California Love, I prefer America's Most Wanted better because of that combination. You know.
Oh, and my favorite Tupac song would probably have to be, I don't know, if I'm picking a favorite Tupac song. Dang, I don't know, man. Like, California Love was fun, and Two of America's Most Wanted was fun. I'm like trying to think of like his like big hits, like Ain't Mad at Ya, or like Dear Mama. Like, those are like really sentimental songs that meant a lot. I don't know if I could really pick a favorite like Tupac song though. That's tough.
Dave, I'm with you, buddy. I like rap. I'm not with you there, but I'm a huge metal guy too, so I can have that conversation with you. That's not.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I know Fumes is too. We've had those conversations privately. So,
Dave,
metal.
Who's your favorite heavy metal band?
Mine.
Well, Dave, but also
Dave,
you. Yeah, sure.
Well, mine's a cop-out answer, but it is the truth. It's Metallica. I love Metallica. Yeah! You know, will always be my favorite. But I understand because I know the argument usually is, well, there's heavier bands. Yes, I'm 100% aware of that, and there's plenty of them that I love. But Metallica is like what got me into it, and I think they're always going to have that number one spot because of it. You know, Lamb of God, Dave. Yeah, good call. Lamb of God is a great band. I love that band. Randy Blythe is crazy good on vocals.
That's a tough choice for me, man. I agree with Brianna. Keep Your Head Up by Tupac was definitely a really
That's a good song. Yeah.
Yes.
Keep Your Head Up, Dear Mama, or probably his best 2 solo works, I think, you know?
I was a really big fan of his newest stuff after he passed. Like, what was the name of the song? Thug's Mansion was actually the acoustic one with Nas was fantastic.
I don't think I heard that one. I have to check that out.
And it was like I highly suggest it.
We're talking about Pac?
Yeah,
we're talking about Pac.
Did you guys see All Eyes on Me?
I did not.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah.
No, but I heard it was good.
I heard from. I mean, I saw it and I was not a big Pac fan, but like, I heard a lot of people are like not happy. They said they cast a motherfucker who looked just like him. But
like identical. But what? So you're saying that like that they portrayed it wrong?
Like similar to Bohemian Rhapsody, they just like changed a lot and fictionalized a lot of shit.
Yeah, I can see why they do that though, and it's kind of shitty that they don't really like. Maybe they just wanted to get more views or something.
It wasn't straight out of Compton. Let's put it that way.
No, we were talking about that while you were gone too, Rico.
Oh.
Fumes, just because I want to catch a couple of these if I can, and if I miss somebody, my apologies up front. But Becky saying for metal, it's Pantera for her.
Ooh, Pantera's good.
They are
great.
Good. Yeah. I'm trying to say, and then Dave said Motorhead. Lemmy's what made him start playing bass.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good.
Here's the thing for me with Motorhead. Like, vocals are a big thing for me in general, and so I just can't get past Lemmy's voice. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it does that for me with a couple bands. Like, I get where Iron Maiden sits in the pantheon of metal music, but I can't get past the vocals on Iron Maiden. Same thing with with getting to a semi-newer band, System of a Down. Like Serge Tankian's voice drives me nuts.
Like in a bad way?
Yeah, can't stand it.
I love Serge Tankian, dude. That's my guy. That's crazy.
I thought your guy was what's his face from the Deftones.
No. I mean, like, I like the Deftones, but like, I wouldn't say he's like my favorite singer.
Okay,
like,
fair.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm a huge Chester Bennington fan. Like, Linkin Park was like what I grew up with.
I know.
You know, like I was all about like alternative rock when I was younger. But yeah, I mean, like,
my favorite metal vocalist, hands down. Because as much as I love Chester, and I don't think I would consider him to be a metal vocalist.
No, of course not. No, definitely not.
My favorite
alternative, yeah.
I would even. I mean, you can call it rock. It's just not metal. My favorite metal vocalist though has to be Corey Taylor.
I have to agree.
Corey Taylor's
not for sure.
CJ,
ridiculous.
you and I agree. Like,
holy shit!
Because I mean, I've seen Slipknot and I've seen what the fuck's this other?
Oh, Stone Sour.
Stone Sour. I've seen them both, and like I liked like obviously it's really not my genre of music, but my buddy is a big fan of that type, and so I went to a couple concerts, and I was just wowed by Corey Taylor. He has had the same voice. Like, you know, you see rockers sound differently from the studio as well as live performance. Marilyn Manson's a great example. Like,
oh yeah, he's great.
I've seen Manson live, and I'm like, it was before I went and saw him. Like, he may sound like shit, but he actually was pretty good that day. But you know, Corey Taylor's always sound consistently awesome.
I have a really cool Corey Taylor story I want to share with you guys, but I want to jump back to the chat for just a minute because Brianna, you said you don't consider it a metal, and then most people do, that Korn is my favorite. I gotta tell you right now, first off, good choice, but Korn put on one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life.
That's interesting, because like I can kind of agree with that, because I saw them at Project Revolution with
Me
Linkin
too.
Park.
Yes, say that's the same tour. I think we were at different venues, but yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Snoop Dogg was actually there too.
Yes, it was The Rising, I think. Snoop, Muse, and Lincoln and Korn, I think, were the headliners.
Not for me, I didn't have Muse. Instead of Muse, I had The Used.
Oh, the Used. No. That's who I was thinking of. I'm sorry. Yes.
I love
yes.
Used. Used is like one of my favorite bands, like, period. And that's just because, like, I grew up listening to them again. But yes, I agree. Korn is dope. I think that Jonathan Davis has a really unique voice.
Agreed.
And their music, but they're labeled in the same category that Linkin Park was, and that was nu metal.
Yes.
So nu metal was dope, and they branched off because it's not your traditional heavy metal, but more so like a more energetic, like new age type of like rap rock. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but I would say Korn is closer to metal than Linkin was. You know what I mean?
I could see that, but I mean, early Linkin Park kind of seemed like it, you know?
No doubt, Fumes. I'm with you, but like, especially if you saw Chester live in those early years for the first 2 albums, he would do that Corey Taylor like growl thing really well.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, buddy.
No, I was just saying, it's unfortunate I really can't get into this conversation as much as I like, because all the people that I would love to see live are dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
if you could have like a festival, all of the artists that currently aren't with us anymore, who would you have?
See, I don't even need that much, because I just like, it's really going to sound funny, but like, my favorite singer and overall my idol is Frank Sinatra.
Nice.
So,
that would be dope. Hell yeah.
But like that's sort of the whole joke. It's like, oh, well, Tupac's dead. I'm like, yeah, but I wouldn't pick Tupac or Chester or any of these guys that are not awful singers at all. They're great singers and they're great musicians, but like, it's just not my real forte in music. I got into other types of music late. Like I was just a Sinatra kid at like 8 years old.
Yeah.
You know, getting back to the question though, for me, I think I would love to have seen, or I mean, getting back to Bohemian Rhapsody, I would love to have seen Queen at their height.
I'll go with that.
I would love to have seen Queen perform. You know, that's a show I would have wanted to see.
It would be dope. I agree.
It's not a vocalist, but
the Beatles would be great to see.
Yeah, I would also like to have seen Zeppelin at their height before John Bonham died. You know,
Zeppelin would be cool.
The Who.
Guys, I was this close to seeing Beastie Boys.
Oh,
this close.
I'll tell you.
Seriously heartbroken.
I listen. You want to talk about heartbroken or just creepy? I saw Run DMC the Saturday before Jam Master Jay was killed.
No way.
Yeah.
That's insane. Wow. Yeah, that'd be another awesome group to see. Oh my god, that's crazy.
They were on tour with Kid Rock and Aerosmith.
Ooh, Brianna says Janis Joplin. Kid Rock and Aerosmith. That's an interesting combo.
And Run DMC.
I feel like Kid Rock bounced around a lot to where I just kind of fell off of Kid Rock.
And then he went all right-wing crazy. So I just kind of...
know,
yeah.
but I really
always kind of right-wing crazy.
I appreciated his first... What was it? Ball with the Ball, right? That
album? Well, the album was called...
Devil Without a Cause?
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
And actually...
I appreciated that album really, a lot.
The Bull God was his first single from that album, but Ball with the Ball was the one that kind of launched him.
Yeah.
So,
wait,
but
are you playing Jason now? Finally,
yes. So I'm playing single player mode, and this is giving me objectives. I have to kill the counselor with a throwing knife. I have to throw any counselor out of a window. I have to get 3 skulls as part 3 Jason. Shoot Tiffany with a harpoon gun. Slaughter Shelly with a scythe in the barn.
Brianna, you're right.
A story you want to say?
I do, but I want to comment on what Brianna just had to say. Yes, Kid Rock actually put on a hell of a show. I'm not a fan of his anymore, but the show he put on that night with Aerosmith was crazy good. No, it's just a simple story. I used to work for FYE, the CD store, for those who remember when those existed. And we sponsored a lot of concert events, and we would have these tents where people could come and meet artists and get their CD signed. And I worked a Mayhem festival where Stone Sour was performing. And so Corey was there with the guys from Stone Sour, and I was working the tent and whatever. And this girl, this is right after their first album, which I think was called an Inhale.
Okay.
And this, on the back of the CD, the art is just the four of them from the band, and Corey's wearing a Misfits knit cap.
Okay.
And he's got his long red hair that he used to have, like the really long hair. And this girl showed up dressed just like him from the album cover. Well, each artist would have these different rules about what they would do when they would meet you at these signings. So some people would shake your hand, some people would just sign the whatever you were signing. Some people would take pictures. It just depended on, and I don't know who set the rules. I don't know if it was the artist or the record company or whatever, but the rules for Stone Sour was you could take their picture, they would sign your item, and that was it. That was the only two things they were doing. And this girl came up dressed like as I said, and she was bawling. She was crying so hard because she was, I guess, so overwhelmed with just getting to meet Corey. And she wanted a hug and asked him for a hug and started to lean over the table, and the security guard actually put his hand on her shoulder. Now, he wasn't aggressive or anything like that, but he just to back her off. And Corey said, "Fuck you, dude. She wants a hug. She gets a hug." And he got up and leaned over the table and gave her a hug. And I've just never forgotten that. I felt that was a really cool thing he could have done, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Chester actually, so when I can't remember exactly how old I was, but me and my little brother, I was old enough to drive. I think I was like 16 or 17. Linkin Park was actually doing a signing for their Hybrid Theory release.
Yeah.
And they were at a local Best Buy here in Chicago, and me and my little brother were out for like a good 5 or 6 hours in line trying to get like our shit signed. And so I had my Hybrid Theory album for them to sign, and then I had a poster that I wanted them to sign too. Chester actually asked my brother, he tapped him on the back of his shoulder, and he was just like, "You want to take a picture?" And he gave him the little horns, and he was just like, "Yeah!" He was like,
"That's awesome.
All right, let's take a picture." So I took a picture, and I thought it was fantastic because he really took the time to specifically focus on my little brother because, he was a young kid at the time.
Yeah.
But he loved Linkin Park, and I mean, he still does, but it was just fantastic how Chester gave him that that focus.
For sure. That's awesome, man. That's a really cool story. Thank you.
Yeah, it was good.
Fumes, not to take away from the conversation because we're having fun here, but what Jason are you here? I can't.
Jason Part 3. I'm actually the original NES version one. So this is why I'm purple and with this light blue mask. But I have to kill somebody with knives, which is what I'm doing as part of my objectives.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time I have, but I'm trying to make it happen.
Are you doing this because we couldn't find a server? Is that it?
Yeah, I was just let me just try this. I haven't really tried this single player mode, so I figured I'd give it a shot.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, what other are we still in music conversation?
We can be wherever you want to be, Fumes. This is just hanging out, watching you play games, and talking with the chat and each other. So,
anybody have any other questions?
Yeah.
Are there any questions from the live chat?
Please bring them on, guys. Come on.
Bring it on.
Anything except R. Kelly related.
So this is the shift that I was telling you about, Rico.
Oh, I saw you do this. What was it? 3 weeks ago?
Oh, there's a wood chipper right here. Can I throw him in there?
That'd be awesome.
Fargo that bitch.
Oh, I can do a
that
stalker?
bitch.
Well, that's kind of cool. I didn't even know that these were options.
What? I missed
Fargo
it.
That bitch. So you can go up to a window and stalk.
Oh, neat.
And
No.
Jerry,
R. Kelly was not in a horror film. He is a horror film.
Yeah.
Are we still talking about R. Kelly?
Yeah, it was hard candy.
What was everyone's first concert? Dave wants to know.
My first concert was Linkin Park, the Project Revolution tour.
That one was your first concert? Really?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Awesome, dude. That's a good one. The one with Korn, because they did a couple of those.
Yeah, I did 2 Project Revolution tours. The first one that I did was with them, Korn, Snoop Dogg, and the Used, and then the second one that I did, they were with My Chemical Romance, him, Julian K, and Taking Back Sunday.
Okay. Rico, what was yours? Because mine has a bit of a story.
Mine was late in life. Like I said, I had never gone to a real concert till like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And I saw Mice and Men, Marilyn Manson, and...
It's an interesting combo.
And
right?
Slipknot. I'm sorry, Slipknot.
Oh,
you saw Slipknot. What did you think of Slipknot?
Slipknot was great. I said, like, I saw Slipknot and Stone Sour, and at separate times. Because again, I was not really a huge fan, but I had listened. I was a bigger fan of Marilyn Manson than I was of Slipknot. So I was like I said, I was really kind of more concerned. I'm like, is Manson going to sound like shit, or is he going to actually be good? Yeah. And I was pumped, man. It was a good time.
For me, so mine was, I love this story actually. My first concert, surprise, surprise, was Metallica, but it was, they did a free show in Philadelphia. They had put this poll out on, I think their website for the fan club, and it was between several cities and Fumes. I think Chicago was one of them, but ultimately Philadelphia won out as Metallica's favorite city to play. And so they did a free concert in the parking lot of what was then called the Core State Center. Now it's the Wells Fargo Center. And it was just nuts. And it ended up being on my senior cut day.
Okay.
So my senior cut day, I cut school to go watch Metallica for free in the parking lot. It was a really fun experience.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Yeah. Let me see here. I'm gonna read some of these from the. See, La Renee says Kali Uchis.
Kali Uchis. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah, she's I think she's like an R&B artist.
Okay. Becky says Seven Dust and E-Town Concrete.
Oh, interesting. Seven Dust.
Seven Dust is a good band. I like Seven Dust. Dave was the James Gang opening for Black Sabbath.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Black Sabbath.
I have to ask Dave because I can't put a time on when that would have been. Was that Ozzy Sabbath or Dio Sabbath? Because I'd be curious about that.
Either option would be cool, though, but like...
I prefer Ozzy Sabbath over Dio Sabbath.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest with you.
Of course.
I have to agree.
But like, Dio... Holy Diver was my shit.
No, Holy Diver's a great song, but that's not Sabbath. That's solo.
That was
Dio.
just Dio in general.
Yeah,
I know. But I'm just saying, like...
Have you heard Killswitch Engage's cover of that song?
Yes, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. There's a lot of covers that I really enjoy, like You Give Love a Bad Name by Atreyu.
Yes, I love that cover. Oh my god, it's so good. I also like Non-Points cover of In the Air Tonight, the Phil Collins song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. It's good. Okay, so Dave says it was Ozzy. All right. Becky
James,
being our fact checker. I like it.
What's your favorite Friday the 13th movie?
Mine would be probably the one with Corey Feldman.
Daniel, Holy Diver was covered by Killswitch Engage, but it was originally a Dio song.
What else am I thinking? Yeah, Friday the 13th, like, so part 3 was definitely a solid one. That was the one more people resonate with. But I liked, you said it was 4, right?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting the numbers.
Final chapter.
Yeah, you're right. 4, final chapter. 5 was the one with Roy.
Yeah, A New Beginning.
6 was when Tommy Comes Back.
6 was 6 is when he comes back. That's what Jason Lives, And then 7 is New Blood, where it's basically Carrie versus Jason.
The telekinesis chick?
Yeah. And then 8 is Manhattan.
That was a funny one. When he punches the dude's head off on the rooftop, that was fantastic.
That's where you saw, like, Jason kind of have a sense of humor.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the part where he's, like, walking through New York, and they're like, well, you got a problem, motherfucker? He just slowly turns, raises his mask, you don't see his face, and they all run screaming.
Yeah, for sure.
I did like a lot of Jason Goes to Hell, but then after rewatching it, I'm like, he's not in this fucking movie. Like, he's barely in the goddamn movie.
Yeah.
But although you do see Kane Hodder without makeup and like the mask, he plays a security guard.
Is he in Freddy Goes to Space?
Freddy Goes to Space.
CJ, you're just such a piece of shit. I love you.
Yeah, I know.
Get out my trap. Freddy versus Jason was a pretty solid film.
See, that's a weird thing, Fumes. That's the only one of those that I've seen, and much like Aliens and Predator, the only one I've seen is AVP.
I wasn't a big fan of Alien versus Predator.
I liked Alien vs. Predator, but I was never a massive Aliens fan. I was always a Predator fan. I loved the first two. And
Daniel's
I really
got a question for you, Rico. He says, what is the one where he stands on the cabin roof? I love that. I like them all, but that one's his favorite.
For Jason, where he stands on the cabin roof. Well, he did that in the remake, the reboot from 2013. But
Really?
But I think he also, I don't remember. Yeah, because I remember like I was a crack of thunder and lightning, and it shows him standing on the roof and shit. I want to say that was also 4. I want to say that was Final Friday or Final. What the fuck?
The Final Friday?
Yeah. But here's the thing: is it gets confusing because like Nightmare on Elm Street did the Final Nightmare, and then they made another one called New Nightmare. It's just these horror movie titles are the weirdest fucking things because they confuse the hell out of you. I
just thought of the greatest crossover movie they should ever make.
What's that?
It should be a Friday the 13th movie with Jason, Ice Cube, and Chris Tucker.
What?
Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
But that would just be Jason killing people and then Chris Tucker yelling, "You got fucked the fuck out, man!"
I'll be like, damn!
Daniel says it's the one where he kidnapped the girl.
What?
I think Daniel's trying to help Rico out here. He says it's the one where he kidnaps the girl.
Yeah, that's the remake.
Oh, that is the remake. He kidnaps the girl and puts her like underground or something.
Yeah, that's where like Jason is basically fucking Rambo.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, he like sets traps and shit, and like he has an underground like tunnels and shit. That's his lair, and he's got like tripwires where like it jingles. So and like specific jingles of where he knows locations. So that he like says, "Oh, someone's running by over by the barn," and he like has like trap doors he like goes through. I gotta say, in terms of horror movie remakes, it's really not bad. Like, the way they made Jason was a whole new, fresh perspective. And, I gotta give it credit. Like, horror movie remakes usually are not great.
Okay. I'm sorry, Rigo. I didn't interrupt you, buddy.
No, that's fine.
I just had a question for you two. So, we know which horror movie I hate, but what is the worst horror movie ever?
The worst horror movie ever. Are we just talking about like slashers or just in general?
I think in general. But if you want to stick to slashers, I'm not going to really argue here.
Cabin Fever was terrible.
Oh, Cabin Fever wasn't terrible.
It was terrible.
Pancakes! That part is not amazing. I'm gonna have to go with Showgirls.
Showgirls is not a horror movie, you dumbass.
Says you. Okay, the worst horror movie. That's a tough one.
This goes out to the chat, too. If you have opinions, guys, bring them on. I want to hear it.
Terrible horror movie. Like, the later Leprechauns were bad. Like, all of the later, like...
Yeah, but that wouldn't really count those. I think to make the question more interesting, it should be like a horror movie that intended to be good, it was still just the worst.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, anything Uwe Boll did. That's my fucking answer.
Okay.
Do you know who that is, guys?
No.
Say it again. I didn't hear Rico.
Uwe Boll was a German director, and he frequently fucking made movies based on video game adaptations. I think he did like Silent something. I
think he did one of the Silent Hill movies. Yeah.
He did one of Postal. I thought that was like at least entertaining because it's funny and ridiculous. But when he's trying to go serious, it's just like you see, like after an actor's character got stabbed, they would just like get up. Like he didn't fucking edit it at all. Yeah. Okay, one of the ones that I'm really like, I rewatched it. I'm like, wow, I was a weird kid when I thought this was scary and good. Was I Still Know What You Did Last Summer? The sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
And I rewatched it, and there's a whole, like, Jack Black is in that movie, and he plays like a white Rastafarian.
And wait, what movie again?
I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Wow, he was in, that's part 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched that movie, and I was like, this is so fucked up, and I rewatched it, like, a while ago, and I'm like, this is so fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Same sentence, different connotation.
So, Uwe Boll has done several video game adaptation movies. And he's got a thing for German Nazi stuff because a lot of his sequels are called something Reich. I'm not even kidding. Like his multiple Reich movies.
Those might be based on games, though.
No. Because they they never made Blood Rain the Third Reich.
They made a Blood Rain movie, a game, I mean.
Yes, and he made the movie adaptation of it.
Okay.
He also made a movie that has one of the most amazing movie soundtracks I've ever heard because it's a dual disc, nothing but shred in your face metal album called Alone in the Dark. He did that movie, and the
soundtrack Alone in the Dark was like an awful film.
The film might have been awful, but the music was amazing.
Dude, I mean, Uwe Boll is one of those, like, he's not directing any movies anymore. He became a restaurateur, and he's getting more better reviews for his restaurants than for his movies. And he was that asshole where he, like, yelled at the critics and actually challenged movie critics to a boxing match.
I saw that. Yeah.
And he was known as the Raging Bull. Like, and wow. he literally got in rings and knocked out, and the critics all thought like, oh, it's going to be like publicity stunt. He's not really going to fucking hit us. And they quickly realized he was knocking them the fuck out. They're like, I can't believe you did this, dude. Like, he's like, well, you talk trash about my movie, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. It's like, dude, your movie sucks.
Fumes, he did one based on Far Cry as well.
Oh no, did he really?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
He and Super Mario Bros. Were like the reason why there's like that video game movie curse.
Fumes, I love your background on your PlayStation. Did someone make that for you?
No, it's just like an interactive background that came through.
It's so close to yours, though.
Fits perfectly with my Fumes,
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I decided to keep it.
For sure, man. Yeah, absolutely. Rico, the most famous one that he made that I can see here is, House of the Dead from 2003.
That was a terrible movie. The worst.
See?
But but it's the most famous.
Anytime anybody died in that movie, it was literally like flashes of like the original game. It just didn't make sense whatsoever. I was confused by it.
He made a movie recent for his career because it's over. He made a remake of a Sinatra film called Suddenly. And I was really intrigued by, and that's a pretty interesting film where Sinatra plays like a presidential assassin, and he and his thugs find this small town called Suddenly, California, where they find word that like the president is going to travel through this town by train.
Yeah.
And so like the Secret Service comes and like everyone's kind of aware the president's going to come. And Sinatra holds this family ransom up in a house above the hill that overlooks the train station. And he's going to set up a rifle to, assassinate the president. Really interesting film. It's like, whoa, dude, Sinatra's fucking playing a killer. And he's like scary in it. Like he's like, and there's like a little kid. He keeps threatening, like, if this kid makes a sound, I'm going to cut its throat. Like, this is like, dude, you're doobie doobie doo. What the fuck?
Doobie doo.
And, so Uwe Boll did a remake of that. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's not the classic either. I'm like, that's probably the best film he's done, and it went direct to DVD, and no one saw that shit except for me.
Yeah.
Becky says the worst horror film she's ever watched was about the tunnels in France.
As Above, So Below. I never saw that one.
And Fumes, it looks like someone gave you their gamer tag. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I added them. Yep.
All right, cool.
I added them.
Question: favorite horror slasher movie all time, and go.
We've kind of talked about it already, but go forward in case he missed it.
That's all you, Rico.
I'm going to go to make it more interesting. I'm not going to pick Halloween, which would have been my first choice because historically,
because you like bad things.
I think you are the Uwe Boll of podcasters, CJ. So to make it interesting, I'm not going to choose
Halloween.
I'm going to go with the one that hit me the most as a child, and I'm going to go with Child's Play 2.
Oof. Child's Play 2.
It is not the best horror film. It's not the best horror film. It's not the best slasher film of all time. But it's the one that fucked me up so goddamn much. And I didn't even see the whole fucking thing. I was 6 years old. My older brother is 16. And he said, Chucky's on. And I want to be tough and show off to my brother that I can handle a horror film. And we go and we sit and start watching it. And it's one scene where Chucky, as the doll, is in the back seat, and he puts a gun to a guy's head and makes him drive to a location because Chucky's a doll. It takes him forever to fucking get somewhere.
Yeah.
And then he ties the guy's hands behind the car seat with like jump rope and shit.
Yeah.
And then squirts the gun in his face. It's a squirt gun. So he's been fucking with him, and the guy kind of laughs all relieved, and then Chucky smothers him with a plastic bag and suffocates him and is cackling the whole fucking time. And then my dad walks in the living room. He's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Rico, let's go to bed. And I had nightmares for 2 years, and my brother would walk by the door and tap Rico, come out and play. Fucked me up. And I had stuffed animals and I had action figures and I was just looking at them all night. Terrified. So for me, that's my answer. It's Child's Play 2.
I don't have one, so Fumes, go ahead.
I'll definitely stick with I'll definitely stick with Halloween being my favorite slasher. I'm trying to think if I were to say something that really messed me up in general. I'm trying to think what horror movie really messed me up.
I don't know if it's a horror film, but Gothica fucked me up for about a day.
That's a horror film.
Yeah, Gothica was good. The Exorcist was pretty terrifying.
I got to give you credit for that one. Exorcist is pretty hard to like criticize. That's a pretty good one.
Does it still hold up though? For the fear?
If you're new to the horror genre, yeah. If you have been with the horror genre for a long time, if you've never seen The Exorcist, you'd be like, okay, I get the appeal, but it's not that scary. It's just fucked up. It's just
it's a really crazy movie. I mean, for its time, it was definitely a really disturbing film.
There is some parts that's still pretty disturbing, like when she runs upside down on all fours.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? That part was actually cut. That part was cut on in a specific, in the original, the original release of it. From what I heard, I could be wrong.
That was hard for them to film. Like they had to have like a apparatus.
Well, I don't even think that it was just the difficulty of the film. I think it was just like the how disturbing it was that they decided to not add it into the film, and that when it released on DVD or something, they had a uncut version of it, and that was part of it.
Which is what I saw. That's why I saw it. So I saw the uncut version, I guess. Daniel says Jeepers Creepers 2. Jeepers Creepers 2, I think, is better than Jeepers Creepers 1. I would have to agree. Jeepers Creepers 2 is pretty good. Jeepers Creepers 3?
That was a school bus, right?
Yeah. Jeepers Creepers 3 is fucking god-awful.
Becky says that the rape scene in Evil Dead messed her up.
Yeah.
See that? Well, you mean with 3?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty harsh. Yeah,
Jaws.
You got yourself a new follower there, Fumes.
Jaws. Wait, what happened?
You got yourself a new follower.
Oh, Kawa? Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah. Thank you so much for the follow. I had another follower earlier, but thank you guys for the follows, for real. Sorry, I have all my sound effects down for any notifications, but I do appreciate all the follows, guys.
Hey, if I could mooch for a second there, Fumes. If you're not already following PodAskew, please jump over to to wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher. Check us out. We're out there. We got. Going into today, we've got 89 episodes out, so, bring us on. Let's go.
And we do every week.
Every week,
nice.
Yep.
Mucho bueno.
Speaking of Mucho bueno, Fumes, thanks for having it. I mean, we're not ready to end just yet, but thanks for bringing us on, man. We really appreciate you sharing your space with us. That means a lot to us, so.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Fumes, I don't know if you know, but I really needed this today.
Oh, I mean, that's good. I mean, I think it was something that in general, since the last one, I really appreciated it. And I think that it's something that we, we definitely need to do more often, and we'll plan for another one. We'll do something, on top of this. And I think it'd be nice to continue to the trend,
Sure.
I want to get one, Fumes, where somehow one of us plays with you, so we'll have to figure that out sometime, because I can, in my setup, I can use the PlayStation Remote Play and still play. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I could make that work somehow, but I want to try to, whether it be Rico, because, what we didn't, so here's what we didn't tell Rico leading into this. I'll share this on air. Steph and I have been working since we came up with this idea. Fumes, how long ago did we come up with this idea for Friday the 13th? 2 months ago, I think, at this point? Something like that?
It's been some time.
We've been watching Game Pass, and if it had showed up on Game Pass, you and Fumes were going to play this the whole time against each other on the Xbox.
Yeah.
It would have been fun, but it never actually happened.
It would have been fun. I think I would have been a terrible podcast for that day.
Well, who knows? But, hey, Daniel, yes, we do have YouTube. If you search PodAskew, all one word, on YouTube, you'll find us there.
Yeah.
I like how he phrased it. You've got YouTube? Yes.
Yeah.
That was very East Coast. I love it.
Brianna got us on Spotify. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Bree.
Did they not? Oh, Becky's got this on Switch. Does it? It doesn't cross-platform, Fumes?
I have this game on the Switch. I will have to get it on the PS4. So it's not It's not cross-compatible. It's not cross-compatible, unfortunately. There's no cross-play on this. It is kind of sad, but I've always played this on the PS4. I bought it when it first released on the PS4. It released on the Switch like way later, and a lot of people have it on the Switch. I think more people probably even play it on the Switch because it's much newer.
Yeah.
But it's just something that I've always had on my PS4 that I like continuously come back to.
Fumes. Daniel says that he has this on PS4. I don't know if it's too late for him to jump in and do one with you, but
no, I mean we can definitely join in. Like, so Daniel, if you want to add me, feel free to send me a friend request. I don't know if anybody has sent me one. I'm just under Fumes. Like, if you send me a thing, it's under just Fumes Gaming. I'm under Fumes.
What's up, Anthony? Everything's going well, man. We're having a great time tonight.
Yeah.
Abby just basically quoted Independence Day.
Oh, yeah.
What did she say?
I'm back!
I'm back! Nice.
Right before he went crazy.
Yeah.
I think he was always crazy.
No, that's a bald one, isn't it? Am I getting my family wrong?
That's a Quaid.
That's a Quaid. You're right. Yes.
We got Ant in here. Ant's one of my moderators. Ant, thank you for hanging out. He says, "How goes the stream? The stream goes well."
I was hoping to see patch notes tonight. I wanted to give him credit on that interview he did with you. That was really, really good, Fumes.
Well, patch notes, I think, is still probably streaming. Hold on. As a matter of fact, give me a second. Let's see. That's not even letting. Oh, it's because that's not his name on here. Here we go. But as you guys were saying, wait. Besides that, oh yeah. So I'm gonna try and see if I can have DJ come through. He just saw the message, so I think he might swing by.
Sweet.
But yes,
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it was just a really good. As a podcaster and the head tech guy for PodAskew, like watching his setup and the way he did the. Hey, don't give me that air quotes. Fuck you, Rico. But to watch his setup and the way he did the edits for that interview was really. That part was really impressive, and then the content itself, the interview between the conversation you two had was really interesting too. I really, really enjoyed that interview.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. Oh, there he is. He just popped up. So DJ Lipscomb is patch notes, just so you know.
I'm not seeing that yet. He must be. There he is. What up?
He said I was summoned.
You were. What's up, patch notes? I was just telling Fumes, I don't know if you heard it, I was really impressed with the interview you guys did several months ago, and not only from the content of the interview and your questions, but also the setup you have. Rico will vouch for that. I sent him a link to the video. It's like, this is what we need to do for our audio setup. Mm-hmm. So.
Oh, he did a really good job with it, for real.
It was really good. Yeah.
And like I really appreciated that, like that whole like interview in general. I felt like it was just really, while it was something that was of course like unscripted, like he had questions for me and it just all felt really organic. It was a really good time. It was nice to kind of, go into like how gaming became a thing for me and how, I started my whole streaming endeavor. Because there's a lot of people that I have to thank for it, and it's nice that like doing that interview definitely helped me spread the word.
Fumes, Dave has a question for you there, buddy. He says, since you both live in Illinois, what do you think about the bar and restaurant closings?
Meh. I don't really go to bars or restaurants like that. I mean, I go to restaurants.
I was going to say, like, you go out to eat a lot, Fumes. I've seen.
I eat out a lot, but at the same time, it's like, I understand why it's closing. Like the whole, this whole virus / plague is upon us, and, people are trying to be cautious, but what can I really do about it?
Yeah, for real. It's yeah. It's another reason why this is a great thing to do tonight. Hopefully we're distracting people from this for a couple hours,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, more than you know. I mean, I went to I took Steph to day drink yesterday.
Drink.
For the first time in her life.
Brianna says, you don't go to restaurants? Lies.
No, I go to restaurants. I don't go to bars.
No, yeah. Well, not since you stopped playing in the band, I would think, right, Fumes?
Yeah, I guess so. I think that, like, just in general, like, I don't really care too much. Like, if I'm gonna drink, I can drink at home or with friends at their places or whatever, but like, I'll go to bars if people are like, oh, hey, I'm going to do this. We're celebrating this or whatever. And I'll go hang out, but there has to be food at those places. Otherwise I won't go.
Yeah, you're definitely a foodie in the best way, Fumes. You really are.
Yeah. But other than that, like, as far as them closing, I understand why they're doing it. Like the whole, like, just like the serving, like, industry or whatever, like the hospitality type of, like, locations, like, that I understand why they would be closing. It's a precaution. I get it. I think that more things need to be closing if that's the case, but some places are like, still come to work.
Yeah. And yes, there is a single player mode. Apparently they give you like objectives, right, Fumes?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do right now. So I did the first one, right? The first of 10 missions, I guess. This one I have to smash Adam's head with the hood of the car. I did that. End Bugsy's life while he relieves himself in the woods. And that's going to the bathroom, not releasing himself. Grab and kill Bugsy on a smoke break. So you have to kind of redo these like missions to like get all of the different like marks. So I've done the first two. There apparently is a hidden objective here, which I don't know what it is. This one I'm missing. This one's the one I can't do. Like so like you see how these are locked right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're all locked because I need to finish the other ones. But I'm gonna keep messing with it.
Maybe that's the goal. We're gonna try and get all these objectives done.
Daniel makes an interesting point. They should make a Halloween game similar to this, but you're Michael Myers.
That's exactly what I've been saying. Like,
well, see, and that's the thing is that, like, because Dead by Daylight has already taken all of the like horror like movie characters, it's making it difficult for anybody to really step into that boundary and say, hey, let's make a dedicated Halloween game. Let's make a dedicated Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of game. They did Saw back, a couple years ago or whatever, but now that it's all accessible through Dead by Daylight, you have all these characters there. They're like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
But they did that with Mortal Kombat. Like, Mortal Kombat took like Freddy and Jason and Leatherface
as fighters,
as fighters. Well, I'm saying there are other games that will take those characters and still make it their own. I'm with him. I want a fucking Halloween.
Hell yeah, I would love a Halloween game. They've done a bunch of PC Halloween games and they've come out pretty terrible, but I gave them a shot.
The Joker in me would love like a Lego version of that, like a Lego horror movie universe where it'd be so stupid, but like, can you imagine it'd be like the first Lego game that's rated M?
Right?
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind seeing a Lego horror game. And you think it would be Halloween that would be the best option for that? Lego Halloween?
No, Freddy Krueger would probably be more just because you could like fuck with reality.
Fair. Okay. That's not a bad idea. Dave says, okay, guys, it was fun, but gotta step out. Thanks for the great stream and keep it metal. Hey, Dave, thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Dave, thanks for coming out, man.
Thanks, Dave.
See, like, I'm trying to get this, like, tree kill.
Hey, Fumes, what games are coming out this year that you're excited for?
There's quite a few. Like, next weekend, we have Doom and Animal Crossing, which is such a weird combination.
That is a really
there's
weird.
Been a lot of like memes going around combining both.
I've seen that. Yeah,
I think it's cool. I think it's interesting. What else?
I played that Final Fantasy VII remake demo, and I know you did a stream of it, but I haven't watched it because I didn't want to get
It's a demo. Yeah, it's just like literally the first like intro of Final Fantasy.
It's actually the same demo from the original Final Fantasy VII from way back. Like it's
really
the same.
Is. I remember playing that demo. It was like a PlayStation Magazine like demo that came out.
I think I still have my disc. I'm not even kidding. I think I still have the disc.
I almost bought Resident Evil 4, like the revamped version, on disc the other day.
Resident Evil 4 is the best of the Resident Evil games, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I know Fumes it's not well liked, but I liked 5 a lot because of the multiplayer function that you could do.
It was too actiony for me.
I'm not big into multiplayer games.
No, but Rico, this was a multiplayer online. I mean, I guess you could do that too, but this was like if you and I were closer, we could have hung out and played Resident Evil 5 together. And
right.
I
understand that.
I don't know. I just like that. I mean, I know right now you're going through the Assassin's Creed games, and like I got to play Unity with my brother in Vegas, which was fun. Well,
actually, I took a real break from Assassins, and I've actually been deep diving into Mafia 3.
Okay, I have that. Yeah,
it's a little glitchy. There's a couple scenes where it's a little glitchy, but I loved the second one so much, and I was really intrigued by what they're going to do with the third one. Not to mention bringing back your protagonist of the second game as a secondary character in the third one. I thought it was really interesting. You just see that character evolution arc. I thought it was really fascinating.
Yeah. Daniel, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that. Hopefully you swing around, man. Keep hanging out.
Daniel, follow PodAskew too, please, if you haven't already.
Yes, please. We are whores, please.
Yes, we are.
Yes. I don't know how to do this one. It says, I have one more challenge to complete. It says,
I see it.
Smash AJ and Kenny's heads together before they escape.
You probably have to sneak up on them as they're having a conversation and like, surprise, motherfucker, then.
I guess, but I mean, like, how do I even do that? Like, the thing is that they're AI, so they don't do the exact same thing every time. It's always like very, I don't know. It's just not.
Hey,
they
Rico,
don't have like a routine that they do.
We just got a new fan on Facebook. So, Dave, thanks for the follow on Facebook.
Thank you.
Hey, Kate, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I feel like I haven't seen Kate very often. Kate, how have you been? She's one of my moderators.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Not much, just hanging out. Gonna play some Magic soon with the hubby. Oh, that sounds like fun.
We played
magical.
I played a card game last night, Fumes, on that stream on my buddy does on Twitch. Mark, he was here with us before.
How was that? What did you play?
Legendary.
Oh, I think you told me about that before.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with it. He got a couple new expansion packs, so we did like an X-Men expansion pack last night. It was a lot of fun. It was long. We did 2 expansions, actually. We did a Spider-Man expansion and we did an X-Men expansion. Spider-Man one was much more fun, but yeah.
Let me see.
Have you guys had this drink yet? The Dr. Pepper cream soda thing?
No.
Dr. Pepper cream soda. I feel like I have.
It's brand new.
Is it?
Yeah. Or maybe they had it a while back, but they
re-released it. Yeah. It sounds like it's something I've had before.
It's not bad, but like you can only buy like a 12-pack of it. So like after the third or fourth one, you're like, I don't need any more of this.
It's a little too much.
That's really how they fuck you. Like they really should just sell individual bottles or cans because they did the same thing with Coca-Cola and their orange vanilla spice thing. Or the
no, you can buy that in a 20-ounce. I bought that.
You can now, but before where I was looking, it was just all cans, and I had to like choke down 12 fucking cans of this over the course of like a month and a half because it was like, eh.
I had ginger ale has a new flavor called ginger ale, or Canada Dry has a new ginger ale flavor called ginger ale bold. We had that at Mark's stream last night. That was interesting. And then Fumes, I just saw this the other day in the store, surprisingly with everything going on, but Baja Blast is back in 20-ounce bottles.
No way! Instead of it just being a Taco Bell?
You know what, though? I gotta be honest with you, Fumes, and Debbie, if she was here, she would back me up. We've gotten it, and it's not bad, but it tastes different than when you get it out of the fountain machine at Taco Bell. I don't know why, but it does.
It's like, I think it's just like the machine itself with like the carbonation, the way that they can set it up. I think the fountain machine is a bit. It's like getting beer from a draft, like a tap. Yeah. Versus,
but it's because they don't clean the fucking machines.
Well,
is that what it is? They don't clean it, so it tastes better.
That extra flavor is like old syrup and like mold.
Nah, whatever. We're all gonna die.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I'm being legit. Like I've had
it.
No, fuck no. Like I think some like when they have the health inspector, like, oh, we gotta clean this shit. But like I could tell the difference between a Coca-Cola flavored fountain drink and a bottle. And the Coca-Cola one is sweeter, but it also has like this. Did I just drink mold?
Becky, thanks for hanging out. It's been great to talk to you again.
Thank you, Becky.
Have a great night, Becky.
Well, you know, it's funny. I read this thing, and there's a whole bunch of things you can say about McDonald's, and I don't want to have that conversation tonight. But apparently the way they store their Coke, the drink, as I should clarify, is different than even if you get, like, Coke out of a fountain machine at, say, like, 7-Eleven or something. Like, they store it in something that gives it a different flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, mold.
Not mold. Shut up, Rico.
Aw. Kate's telling me why she can't make it to the streams as much anymore. She
I
says,
saw that.
Lots of work, and where I can't have my phone on the floor at all, it's harder to catch streams. And when I'm watching, I'm usually pretty quiet. Should be working from home soon, so maybe I can watch stream on my laptop while I'm working. Well, I appreciate it, Kate. You know you're always welcome. Oh my God, Becky with the 669 stars.
Holy
Becky,
crap.
I got something for you. What do I got for you? Let me find out. Give me 1 second, guys.
Holy shit, there's a lot of star screens going on right now.
That's a lot of stars. Holy shit.
I think he's forgetting to hit stop.
All right, hold on 1 second.
Fumes dropping the 4 star screens on yes here.
Yeah. Becky dropped 669 stars. What do you expect? She gets all of it.
That's so funny. Becky, thanks for the love about PodAskew too. Appreciate that if you're still listening.
Appreciate it so much. Thank you, Becky. Oh, I have to get going pretty soon too. I need to go grab some food. I need to get ready for my next stream.
Yeah,
this is fun, guys.
Is this in Fumes? If you can't say it, I respect that. But is this 5, or is this just trying to get through the ones that are still here?
What the
R&B?
This is R&B 5.
So has anyone cleared 4 yet? Did I miss that?
One person has cleared R&B 4. He goes by the name of JC the Champ, which is actually, he's a YouTuber. And he's the only person to clear it, but he only cleared it because he played it offline. He recorded it, of course, and uploaded it. So where the Crossing Streams team plays the game live with other people watching,
sure.
there's much more pressure going having people watch you and kind of communicate with you and, you know, chit chat while you're doing it. So it's a bit more distracting. So JC had the advantage of not playing the game while he's talking to other people and just played it by himself and focused. I'm not trying to take any credit away from him other than the fact that he just didn't do it live.
Right.
He still completed the level, which is a very difficult level. But it would have been an incredible feat if he did it live.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's, and I'm saying this a little tongue-in-cheek, Fumes, and you know this, I hope, but that's kind of like Rio beating the first one, because he did that shit offline, too, if I recall.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Well, that was Rio completed the first R&B offline, which is definitely something we all frowned upon, but at the same time, like, it was never, like, something that we set in stone. It wasn't something that we...
Yeah, yeah.
It was, we assumed that it would be a live thing that we would complete, but him completing it offline was a little kind of, it was lackluster just because, you know, we wanted to all see it as it happened.
Sure. And that's why, that's why I said it was tongue in cheek, because I'm not really being like, you know what I mean? But yeah. Jerry, yes, Fumes and I both play PS4. Rico would if he had one, but that's not, he just doesn't have one. So we're all PS4 fans.
I have a PS3 and an Xbox One, so whenever I need a new generation game, I just use the Xbox One. With the exception of shit that's like exclusive to
like Spider-Man or whatever, yeah.
Which I just cry.
Fumes, I know you got to get going, so we'll have to save this conversation for another day, but the price point on the PS5 is frightening, or at least the purported price point.
What's the price point?
Last I heard was... I've heard two. The last two I heard were 5 and 6.
I could see $4.99 being okay.
No, we're talking like over 5 and then closer to 6. So
that's what I'm saying. Like I can see $4.99, like $5.50, but like $600 would be a little too much.
Well, that's what the 3 was, if you recall. So
the 3 started off at $4.99, no, $3.99. I bought it when it first came out.
I got my first one. It was $650
for a PS3 or PS4.
PS3 backwards compatible. PS3, not the 4, the 3.
Right. Yeah. There was two options. There was the 20 gig and the 60 gig or whatever.
Right. The 60 gig. The 60 gig was the backwards compatible one, and it was $650.
So then, if that's the case, then there's nothing to be afraid about because they've already done it before.
Yeah, but they lost.
Then, money fluctuated worse.
Yeah, but they were third in that generation of console. Xbox 360 killed them in sales.
Yeah,
because of
PS3 didn't sell as much as the PS4 did. I don't know.
That's a whole nother conversation. We'll have to save that for another day. But what are you thinking, Fumes? I know you got your next stream. Do you want to keep going here, or what do you want to do?
Well, no, I'm definitely calling it, because I have to go grab some food and get ready for my next stream. So, I mean, this has been fun. You know, CJ, Rico, thank you so much for being here. We definitely need to do it again soon, and we'll figure it out. We'll talk, within the next couple of days and try and figure out when the next FuMZAskew stream will happen.
Sure.
And then, I mean, that's it. If anybody has any questions before we close this stream, feel free to let us know.
Jerry asked the best exclusive PS4 title.
God of War. For me.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's Spider-Man's pretty damn good, though, Fumes.
Spider-Man's fun, but it became too repetitive for me.
That's fair. I could see that. What about Uncharted 4?
Uncharted 4 was amazing, but I wouldn't pick that over God of War. What else was an exclusive?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Yeah.
Are there any other exclusives for? I mean, there's a lot of exclusives. I just can't really.
Yeah.
My finger on them. But yeah, I think this is fun, guys. I'll start binging all of your podcasts this week. Oh,
thank you, Brianna. Awesome.
All right.
They're gonna quiz you on it.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. But all right, I'm going to call it because I need to go eat. I'm starving. I need to eat more beer. I'll see you guys in 2 hours. I'm about to do some Mario Maker. So guys, tune in. Make sure you follow and go check out PodAskew on Spotify, Apple. What is it? Apple Podcasts.
Apple
We're also
Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, and Fumes. If you'll have me on the Discord, maybe we'll work it out and I'll jump on for a little bit with you.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give you a heads up, man.
We're also on YouTube.
Yes, we're also on YouTube. Please, yeah.
Yes, we'll catch up again, guys, soon.
All right, let me end it because I get the last word. CJ, you're fucking wrong. Halloween's amazing.
CJ here with a few thank yous and to let you know how you can get in touch with and follow the show and us. Listen to us on the Apple Podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, or anywhere else you find your podcasts. Please don't forget to rate and comment. PodAskew is a member of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Visit their website, bigheadsmedia.com, and follow them on Twitter @BigHeadsMedia. If you want to agree with or yell at us, follow Rico, me, and the show on Twitter. The show is @PodAskew, Rico is @RantsRico, and I'm @M_Blade. We want to thank logo designer and show friend Mike for his work on our wonderful logo. You can contact him for artwork via email at logomike80@gmail.com. That's logomike80@gmail.com. Thank you to Samuel Lemons for all original music on the show, especially our theme music. You can find Sam on Twitter @SamuelLemons, all one word, and his music on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/Samuel-Lemons. Finally, our biggest thank you is to you, everyone, for listening. Rico and I really appreciate your time and look forward to bringing you another episode soon.